Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's game day, as Shawnee says. Back here with another watch along for Chelsea. David is coming in here. He's just kind of, collecting himself from doing basically all the hard work from this morning as well as the pre-match pump up. But we are joined by Shawnee as always, who's going to be basically our less biased Gooner. Martin Tyler, you would probably say he's going to be our man, our commentator. But Sean, how you keeping today?
I'm good, Jack. Oh shit! Let me turn my TV off in the background. Sorry, mate. I'm good, buddy. I'm good. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Can I get a mic check? Am I too noisy? I don't know if the thing's too noisy.
Everybody in the chat, let them know, but I think you sound beautiful, Shawnee. But let's greet some of the Harris Army in here because they are getting absolutely pumped for this one. 9 minutes until game time and a very weird lineup to be discussing. I think people will probably be saying that in the comments. Dark Sun G saying, come on, you Spurs, a very surprising lineup. Let's see if we can get 1 or 3 points today. I'm worried about Skip not in the starting 11, but let's see what happens. Also, Gooners drew to Burnley. I was going to say, sometimes we take for granted maybe what a Burnley can do for you. Sometimes you got to, pay a bit of respect to your local Burnley team that can do exactly what they did today. It was beautiful to see. It's sometimes beautiful to root for them. Rootin', shootin', tootin', Putin is saying, hi, guys, 2-0 Spurs. Pick yourself up. Bobby, come on, you Spurs, saying 4-0 to Chelsea. Love it. Old Soul saying, come on, you Spurs. Good to see you, Old Soul, as well. Simon's in the building, said this could end up in a Chernobyl-like disaster. Had palpitations when I see the 11. Still can't work out how they're going to line up. Yeah, it's a bit confusing. Avi's in the building. Carlos H is in the building. Big up, Carlos. Good to see you, my man. Absolute legend. Hello there. The lineup is confusing, but wanted Lucas to start. Maybe interesting. I think we could have gone maybe Lucas, Bergwijn, and Kane potentially, but maybe that's a bit too aggressive. I'm not sure. We'll see. I think Sessegnon might be playing as kind of like a bombing up and down winger for this one. Mark Robinson saying we took the bus and we are parking it. I mean, sometimes it's nice to be part of a park bus, especially away from home. We just saw Burnley do it, and you can actually get something out of the game, Mark. And I would take a 0-0, my man. I would take a 0-0. Maybe I'm a bit too optimistic. Matt C saying, come on, you Spurs sucks. I can't watch the actual game in Canada for free. Yeah, I would say so. Catastrophe in the building as well. Mark Robinson, good to see you. The regular Alfie Gosling, always good to see you. Val Taylor just says just stop them from scoring. Always a strategy that works. Sean Butler as well is in the comments. Jason Fox and Sky says Tanganga is playing in midfield. I really hope not. I really hope not. Craig Bowler's in the building. Wemberley saying big up David and Jack and crew watching another Frightmare at Stamford Bridge. Dentist chair is infinitely more palatable with you guys. Cheers. Big yourself up, Wemberley. That's very nice of you, my man. But Sean, what do you make of this very strange lineup? Can you make any sense of the shape or anything for it? Like, could it be like a 3-4-3 with like Ben Davies as the wingback and Sessegnon as the winger? How can you make sense of this lineup?
I mean, that's one option. If you want to go standard and it fits a traditional formation, that's probably the way it would look. This is what I think, and we'll find out, right? We'll find out in the first 5 minutes how it looks. I'll tell you what, either way, the one good thing, I was just saying this on the other channel, the one good thing about this strategy is Thomas Tuchel doesn't have a plan B, and he'll have set up his team to play against whatever he thought was a Tottenham setup, and I don't think anyone would have predicted this, so let's see how he adapts. But I think what it's going to be is, I think it'll be a 4-4-2 like the second half against Leicester, and I think that what he's done is, he's still going to want the teams to go wide because Chelsea are very narrow. I think he's going to want to pull like we did against Leicester second half when you had Tanga on the right, you had Ben Davies on the left. I think it's going to be something similar, but I think they've also added the defensive capabilities of Doherty, Tanganga, and Sessegnon and Ben Davies alongside Dyer to be able to try the same thing. But if it doesn't pan out the way that we hope, then at least we have people that can run back that are familiar with the more defensive capabilities. But you know what, mate? It's going to be very... I don't think anyone's comfortable and knows what the formation is. We'll find out in 10 minutes' time. But if we don't know, Thomas Tuchel won't know. So, you know.
Yeah, he's definitely thrown a wild card here on this one, I would say. Sure. Conte has, and certainly we all are a bit confused by it. But I would probably argue maybe what it is it's some sort of strategy that maybe will allow us to get into halftime at least 0-0. I think that's what maybe he's going for here. And I think that's a smart and clever strategy because it's often kind of hard to, kind of survived the first half, like kind of playing very progressive football away at Stamford Bridge, a team that we just always seem to struggle with, especially away from home. So maybe what he's going for is some sort of tactic to get us into it 0-0. Some would say parking the bus. I would call like actually trying to, be not so naive and like actually trying to get something out of it. And I'm actually admiring Conte for it. And if we go into this 0-0 at halftime and then kind of scrape something, maybe potentially in the second half, or just keep it that way, I'd personally be plenty happy. And I sometimes like those sort of dogged performances. And so that means, Sean, we're going to be in the trenches today by the looks of it, you and I together. I
mean, it's going to be, it's not going to be the most, I don't think it's going to be fun like it was against Leicester. The commentary is going to be more around what Chelsea are doing rather than what Tottenham are doing, in all likelihood. But, that's okay. That's okay. As long as we can, as long as we're still in the game after 70 minutes, then, we'll have a chance. But, just for what it's worth, Jack, Harry Kane's coming out and his hairline looks so sharp. He's like he's been razored all the way down here. There's not even even a follicle that's out of place down the side here. So I think he might be on.
Caught David, outside, Harry Kane's barber's dumpster. There's a dumpster, and David was rifling through it looking for the Harry Kane bag of hair. But it is going to be hopefully a day where Harry Kane continues on his fine patch of form. I'd love to see Højbjerg continue on his fine patch of form. Hopefully he's kind of repairing it. Seems like he is repairing that bad patch he was going through. And Harry Winks, starting in the lineup yet again. Want to see a good performance from Harry Winks. Matt Dohertinho, hopefully today on the right wing. Hopefully he can get something out of this game, especially he combined well with Harry Kane, which I'm looking forward to. And then also as well, potentially, Steven Bergwijn, continuing on the sensational 10 minutes of play that he had against Leicester City. I feel like a lot to maybe, look forward to. I know it's a defensive lineup, but it could be interesting. It's going to be a bit of kind of a, kind of a headbanger, kind of, something that's going to be a bit hard to dissect, I feel like, in the first 15 minutes, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think Tottenham have definitely got width in the team. We've definitely got width. So, and Chelsea are, traditionally a little bit more. Chelsea have almost gone like a 4-2-2-2 formation. So, I'm not sure how you put it, but it's going to be weird. I'm not even sure what's going to happen. I'm excited. It's going to be a dogged day, Jack. But like I say, man, as long as we're still in the game at halftime, as long as we're not out of the game, if we're 2-0 down or anything, then it's going to be a real tough second half. But if we're still in the game, 0-0, 1-1, something like that, or God willing, have a slender lead to take into the second half, then it will be energetic, it'll be fun. But it's a big next 90 minutes of Tottenham season right here.
It's also maybe something to be said as well. Like Chelsea are having to work with this sort of version of a 4 in the back as well, but it kind of is more of a 3 in the back sort of shape going forward. Which so kind of both teams to a degree are kind of doing something that maybe is not usually what you associate with that sort of team. They're not doing their standard sort of shape and formation and style of play. So this all could be actually kind of interesting. And I think last night on Stats with Jack with this on, we were kind of saying potentially this could be one of those real kind of like tactical sort of battles that are not maybe the most exciting of games of back and forth, kind of sort of play. It might be really kind of pragmatic and really sort of, I don't know, thought-provoking kind of play, I would say.
I mean, I totally agree. It's a difficult one. It's very difficult. I think the midfield's going to come into it. It's very, usually, mate, when we come into these things, Jack, we have like some idea of the formation that each team are going to play, how they're going to play, and it comes down to like figuring out, is such and such going to be able to handle the attacking or the defensive responsibilities against the other person. In this particular game, I've got to be honest, in the first 10 minutes, we're going to be playing Guess Who, flipping down like on the old cardboard game, flipping down the guy with the glasses, flipping down the guys who haven't got brown hair. It's going to be a bit of a mismatch, trying to work out who's playing, where they're playing, who they're playing up against, and we're about to start. Let me just. I'm literally about to kick off. So
let me refresh mine, but we'll sync up with each other, and then David will get in here and figure it out from there.
I've just kicked off. I'll wait until a minute, shall I? And then I'll press pause on 1 minute, and then we'll see where everybody else is.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to kick off. They're about to.
I'm still waiting as well. Just give me a still image of Thomas Titty here.
Hi, Dave. How you doing?
What an introduction.
What is...
All right,
first
Harry
7
Winks
words.
just kicked off for me. What time are you waiting at, Sean?
I'll press pause at 45 seconds. How about that?
Okay,
And then
beautiful.
let me know.
Everybody, if you want to sync up with Sean and the rest of us at 45 seconds, feel free to do so.
All right, I press pause at 45.
Beautiful.
I'll be honest, not the best start just happened.
Don't say that.
No, it's okay. It's not that bad, but it's not what I wanted to see.
I'm only at 23 seconds here.
All right, I need a pause. I'm at 45 now. Let us know when you hit it, Dave.
Yeah, I'll be there in 10 seconds. I'm at 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Press play.
Lovely.
I'm seeing Lukaku's face. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
Alrighty,
hopefully we're all synced up now. So this will be fun.
yeah.
All right, we pass it off to Sean as maybe part of our kind of narrator or commentator for this one. But I would say just maybe before anything, what I'm really looking forward to for this one is just something that's just better than the first leg that we had against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. That was a nightmare. And so hopefully we can at least do something better than that. But Sean, take it away, my man.
And I just quickly want to say, Harry Kane has looked the best he's ever looked. I would even write. I'm not messing. I would even write him today. I can't wait for the guy to score a goal. I really can't. Honestly, not a hair out of place, not a strand to give me for my photo frame, but he's going to do the business. Let's get after it, please.
Well, so far it's looking like 4 in the back kind of shape.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It looks like Sanchez is playing left wing or left centre back of the two that I've seen so far. He's a throw in anyway.
Doherty
Ball
is
comes
high up
loose.
in the midfield. Doherty's playing midfield.
Yeah.
Looks like a 4-4-2. A defensive 4-4-2. One of those football manager 4-4-2s where the wing backs have got the downward arrow going back towards goal.
So Doherty's, in essence, a right winger.
Yeah. Hudson-Odoi flirting out on the left-hand side here. Here's Hudson-Odoi. Doherty tracking back to give support to Tanganga's playing right wing back. Okay. Right back. So Tanganga's right back. Doherty's right winger. Okay.
Yeah.
Standard 4-4-2 at the moment.
So what it's looking like, just quickly for everybody, it's Hugo Lloris in goals. It's Ben Davies at left back. Sanchez left-sided centre back. Dyer on the right. Tanganga right centre back.
Japhet Tanganga, good chance. Matt Doherty played well there. Matt Doherty. Oh, okay. Sorry, Dave. Carry on, mate.
No. And then just quickly, Matt Doherty right wing, Winks and Højbjerg in the middle. Session left wing with Bergwijn and Kane up top.
Perfect. Still trying to figure out the Chelsea back four. Chelsea look like they've got a 4-2-2-2 with like two defensive midfielders, two kind of wider players, and then Hudson-Odoi and Lukaku are going to be spreading wide up front. Here comes the ball into Lukaku. Lukaku deep, and Sanchez trying to cover back. He cuts it back inside to Ziyech. Ziyech cuts inside of Sanchez. It's okay. Ziyech back to Lukaku. Lukaku. Who's that? Number Ziyech. Oh, it's a cross! It's a shot! Oh, it's a header from Hudson-Odoi!
Fuck me, wake up, Japhet. You can't be letting Hudson-Odoi win that. You can't even win his starting spot in the first 11 most weeks, let alone a header. Come on.
Too much space. Japhet Tanganga. He almost gets a run on him. Japhet Tanganga's nowhere.
He doesn't even know where he is. He didn't even look to see where he was.
Oh, that was similar to the Sanchez header against Leicester that he went wide.
Spot on, actually.
Oh God, don't like the. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good so far, boys.
It's all about keeping it tight for the first 20. Just don't give them the game like we did in the two.
Oh, Japhet Tanganga, pick your man up. Matt Doherty is stepping inside of Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi cuts right inside, cuts back, cuts right again, goes across. Is that Ziyech? Ziyech outside to Azpilicueta. Back to Ziyech, back to Azpilicueta. Cross comes in, Japhet Tanganga heads clear. Good boy, Japhet Tanganga, and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg gets it clear. Here comes, who's that? Is that Harry Winks? Oh, what on Harry Winks? It's got to be a free kick, referee. Thank you very much.
Anytime today. UFC was last night, finished at 6 o'clock this morning. Well done.
Am I ahead of you guys, or am I in time?
I think
with
you actually, could you pause for like 2 seconds or 3 seconds for me, maybe?
Yeah.
But maybe you're in sync with Dave, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, you're about 2 seconds ahead of me as well. So
Okay. So right now the ball is with Matt Doherty. Are you with me?
no, I'm
with Eric Dyer. I'm with Eric Dyer.
I'm pressing pause. Start again. Ball's in the air.
No,
Looking
it's
for
over to Sessegnon.
Ryan Sessegnon getting shoved in the chest by Azpilicueta. And out we go. Goal kick. You guys with me? Or am I still ahead of you?
Yeah. I think you're fine.
Okay.
I think you're fine. Thanks, Sean.
Look at that hair. Look at that beautiful man.
He's freshly. He's got up this morning and got that done, hasn't he?
Do you know what it was? He seen I got a haircut and he was like, do you know what? If it's good enough for the Irish Hotspur, I get one too.
He knows. He's always looking. He's always wondering what's going on with Dave Harris. If Dave Harris had a haircut, then I'll get one as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Someone take Lukaku
Sanchez,
out.
you got to get him down. Referee! Come on, ref!
Place already. He's been
Referee! What is this, a Royal Rumble? Here's Hudson-Odoi, 2 men. He's cutting past 2 men. Goes outside to Jorginho. Jorginho now to, who's that? That's
Ziyech. Yeah, passes it over to Ziyech there. I would say every single time when Ziyech picks it up at those sort of positions, it is really dangerous because he can either just whip a ball in or he can have a shot from distance. He has a good shot on him, I must say, Ziyech. I do kind of respect that left foot of his. But like David said, it's just about surviving the first 20 minutes. The first 20 minutes will feel like the longest, passage of time for us. And if we're able to get out of it, hopefully then the boys can kind of grow into the game.
The referee let too much of that little Royal Rumble in the middle go there. There's 2 or 3 people falling at the floor. It was insane. Here comes Chelsea's corner kick. 6.5 minutes played. Cross comes in. Had it clear. Picked up. Well done. Sanchez gets the ball. Little nonsense header. And Hugo Lloris now looks to go clear. Looks to go long. Up to Stephen Bergwijn all by himself with 3 men around him. Oh, interesting defensive play.
You can see what we're going to try and do, though, for a lot of this game, especially the first 20-25, is if we get it, just go straight long up to Harry Kane and Bergwijn, bypass the midfield, try and catch Chelsea's retirement home in behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially if Harry Kane and Bergwijn pick it up in between those kind of midfielders and back forward, that's when a lot of trouble will happen because then you have either Bergwijn or Harry Kane running in behind, which they probably won't be able to track, to be fair to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Chelsea having a lot of successes down their left side. Hudson-Odoi causing Tottenham a lot of trouble early doors here. Japintango's got to be careful. He's just committed a foul. That's the first one, Japit, but you already look like you're going to go in. I can see it in your eyes, mate. You're going to try and take Hudson-Odoi down. Do not get yourself a yellow card in the first half, please, my friend. Please. Chelsea free kick. Spreads right. Here's Ziyech. Ziyech on the halfway line. Looks back towards Rudiger. Rudiger to Thiago Silva. Looks left again to Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi once again, all the space in the world. Matt Doherty and Zach Tanganga are stepping off of him. Oh, Lukaku, little pop off. Oh, he tries to put it through. Oh, no need there, Sessegnon. He done well to get back, but he doesn't have a call from Hugo Lloris and ends up putting the ball out for a corner kick to Chelsea. There was no threat. It was a good
panic
step.
More than me at a buffet when there's 1 burger left, lad.
Your analogies are fantastic, David.
What do you guys make of Sessegnon playing instead of Reguilon for this one? Do you feel like maybe there's something that Sessegnon
No chance! Oh, it's over the top. Sessegnon, sorry, Jack. What was that?
Do you think Sessegnon brings something different to Reguilon? That's why he's gone for Sessegnon in this one.
I hope so. I don't understand. Reguilon we haven't really had many updates about the injuries to Eric Dyer or to Reguilon. It's all been quite quiet, hasn't it, over the last month, Jack?
Yeah. I don't think he likes to actually. He said at one stage he doesn't like to talk about it for the sake of the other manager or the other opponent, knowing about our injuries.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, but it does make it difficult as a content content provider. pretty selfish of him, if I'm honest.
Yeah, there should be a section where it's just the Irish Hotspur good to listen in on the question.
Here's Harry Kane. Is that Harry Kane? I can't see with my
that's
Harry HD. Here's Harry Kane. Yeah.
Look how composed he is on the ball. He just looks composed. He's waiting to explode.
The time slowed down there when he had it.
Yeah, just sucked the ball down.
Beautiful
Oh, it was a great turn by Harry Kane. Oh, unlucky. Referee. Thank you. Woo! Woo! First time free kick for Tottenham Hotspur inside the Chelsea half. 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes gone. Look at the haircut. Look at the haircut.
Beautiful roll by Harry there. Beautiful roll.
Honestly, the confidence is just flowing through his veins. I can feel it for him.
That's a terrible free kick. That is an awful free kick. I didn't even see who took it, but Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Oh, here's Matt Doherty. Matt Doherty looking right towards Japhet Tanganga, who slows it down, looks back inside towards Pierre. Pierre looks left. Ben Davies now on the ball. All 21 men of the entire pitch bar Hugo Lloris inside the Chelsea half. Look at Eric Dyer running through. Keeps going, Eric Dyer. Oh, it was good. He gets the ball back though, does he? Oh, there's 4 men around him, and in the end, he does a rugby tackle.
Beautiful min boots. That was glorious. Glorious min boots.
He got altitude sickness, and in the end
Absolutely
forgot what sport he was playing. Then thought he was playing rugby, and decides to take out.
Honestly, Thiago Silva probably can't breathe. Actually,
Cheers, Jack. You probably get signed up for an NFL team after that. Wouldn't you?
that was glorious. Well done, Eric.
Hudson-Odoi yet again with more time on the ball. Looks right across. Ziyech forward to Azpilicueta. He's jinking in and out. Ben Davies, Højbjerg's getting beaten, is he? Shot from... Oh, it's a good shot. Hugo Lloris made a meal out of it. Didn't need to be like that, but he's done it anyway. Pierre, now, back Doherty can drop the ball long.
Ref, Tanganga's on the ground.
What happened there? I'm not sure what happened with Hugo Lloris. It looked like a fairly comfortable middle of the goal save.
He pushed it out to the right area, though, to be fair to the guy. He pushed it away from danger. Yeah, I take it back. It wasn't that bad. It was good, but he could have probably put his hands around that and kept it.
Yeah, I think maybe it's that first save. Maybe he just kind of needs to make that first save. Not as confidently. He kind of has to just do whatever he feels like is best.
He's jealous of how good Harry looks, so he has to do something for the cameras too.
Yeah, exactly. Would say though that's exactly what Ziyech can do to us, and we did kind of break that down last night. Ishan and I did, which is basically that sort of shot from outside the 18. He is actually quite good at it. Ziyech, I would say, always does scare me.
Yeah, he always with the header clear. Tottenham Hotspur with a throw in now inside the Chelsea half. His Tanganga looks short towards Bergwijn. Stevie B, first touch of the ball for Stevie B, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen him do much since, but Tottenham get the throw in once again. Not a lot of movement from the Spurs team. Come on, guys, move for the man, create some space. Harry Kane does just that, gets the ball tucked off his chest and puts a volley into the air.
Ben.
Well done, Ben Davies.
Lovely, Ben.
Ben Davies breaks through. Looking through. He's cutting inside now. It's a good tackle. It's a great tackle by Azpilicueta, but he still keeps the ball.
Oh, Højbjerg.
Oh, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg's a chance.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He just tries
Unlucky.
to put it off.
That's
a great
better.
effort.
That's good. We wanted to start getting at them.
Harry Kane tracked back. You'd love to see it.
Oh, Harry Kane.
Touch. Oh, look at
Superb.
that. Look at the class.
Oh, it's superb from Harry Winks.
Come on,
Harry
Harry.
Winks is through. Harry Winks is through. Have a shot, Harry Winks. Oh! Oh, he's begging for it.
Could he have played Tanganga in?
He had so much space, so much time. The Chelsea back four are stepping off. We don't want to go near him. And so Harry Winks says, I'll have a crack. And in the end, it's a bit flaccid. And it's easy. It's easy.
Oh, that's beautiful, Dave. He doesn't even have a nosebleed going that far forward, Dave.
Oh. I was just wondering, could he have slipped Jaffa in? But to be fair,
Yeah,
if I
thought he
was
was
Harry, I
going to
would
play
have
it.
to
I like
shot
that he had
myself.
the confidence to take it,
Yeah.
though, Dave. I like that he had the confidence to take it, especially early in the match. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. I thought he was going to slide somebody in.
If it was Harry Kane, he would have slid him in for sure. I just think because it was Jaffa, he said, fuck it, I'll have a pop.
Yeah. Tottenham looking a little bit more comfortable now. They've ridden out the first 10 minutes. Chelsea have had 6 shots on target. Tottenham have just put their first shot on the board. Tottenham looking a little bit more comfortable now, a little bit more time on the ball, a little bit more relaxed. We've got through the early stages. Here's Hudson-Odoi again, though.
We're trying to make them come inside all the time. What we don't want is them going on the outside.
Yeah.
We're trying to make them come central because we know that they're not great trying to play through the middle.
Mason Mount cross comes in. Back post! Japhet Tanganga is there.
Well done,
This time he's done well and he hasn't conceded a corner. He's put it out for a throw and well done, Japhet. That's it, Japhet, growing the game. It looks like he's got a bit of a black eye there. He's got a mark on his side of his eye.
He does.
I think that's from the elbow he got when he went down.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, good shout. What's Sar's first name? Is it Mbappe?
Malang.
Oh, Malang. Yeah, Malang. That's it. Oh, nice little touch. Take your time. Well done, Pierre. Stevie Berg went up against Rudiger. A mismatch if ever there was one. And yeah.
Well done, Stevie, though. Kind of caused. Good job, Stevie. Oh.
To be fair, that's one or two that he's had. Oh my God.
Oh, come on.
Did you see Winks just berating him? That's good. I like to see that from Harry Winks. Berating Sanchez for that. That's shocking. Fuck me, you'd want to wake up.
Chelsea are really pushing hard. They're pressing very, very, very hard.
Oh, well done, Sessegnon.
Sessi.
Well done. He's had a good opening to the game. He's getting stuck in. Just give us one goal. It'd make this game so much more easier on the heart. That's it, Harry. That's it, Stevie.
That's it, boys. Oh, it's a great touch. That's a fantastic touch from Mason Mount there. What a fantastic touch.
Over the place. He is all over the place.
That's Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Mason Mount.
He's been bullied off the ball by Mason Mount. Jesus Christ. Look at the guy's haircut. The state of the team.
Credit where it's due, though, Dave. That first touch from Mason Mount was just absolutely sublime. He took it in his stride. It didn't even. It was like it's sand. It just came a long ball over the top. It just touches his foot and it's like flat on the floor. Superb. We get away with this time. Here's Lukaku against Matt Doherty. That's not exactly the matchup that I want to see from a heading perspective. No. Not entirely sure I agree with that. Here comes a corner for Chelsea. 16 and a half minutes gone.
Rudiger and Dyer, I love it. I love that from Dyer because remember Rudiger, he got the goal against he got a goal against us from a set piece. I love that from Dyer, fighting with him, not giving him the free run.
Here comes the corner. Cleared well by Sessegnon this time.
Yeah, Stevie.
Stevie Bergwijn with a lovely second touch. Has the ball clear. Oh, Stevie Bergwijn goes again. Stevie Bergwijn again. Oh, unlucky Stevie Bergwijn.
Lucky.
William's saying we're always nervous against these, and it winds him up, Dave. He's saying we're always nervous against these, and it winds him up. I mean, it's all about surviving the first 20 minutes, Dave, which we seem to be doing, and then maybe the nerves will start to go out the door, don't you think?
No, 100%. Look, we were never going to come out here and go going home for the first 20. You look back at the last two Carabao Cup games, both ties were over within 20 minutes. You know, we gifted Chelsea goals from mistakes. But what we are doing right now is we're fighting. We're at 17 minutes now. I believe once we get past the 20-minute mark, we'll probably start to get at Chelsea a bit more, I reckon.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I actually think it's been a very good start. We've got at Chelsea a couple of times. We're getting more into their half than what we were in the first leg, or in the Carabao Cup game. So I have to say it's been a positive start. I get it, about looking nervous and stuff like that, but
can I just confirm with you guys? Sorry, what I had to press pause and play. What time do you guys have?
1809, 1810, 1811, 1812, 1814, 15, 16.
Are they really looking at this for a red card?
Wait, what? What's going on here?
I mean, come on. He's went for the ball. He's just missed the ball. If they give that,
what's going on here?
Possible red card.
This is
what's going on here?
And they're going to give it as well. You know they are.
Oh my God. What is going on here?
I mean, you can't even put in a challenge anymore. I mean, he didn't mean to do it. There's a different story if there's intent.
There's no way. There's no way.
No way. Possible red card.
Yeah,
it's not even a yellow card, is it? It's nothing. It wasn't even it was the free kick.
This is actually like, when have you?
Huh?
I mean, when was the last time? Like, when have you seen United or Chelsea or any? If this was them making this sort of challenge, like, when would you ever see that? Like, actually being, put up for VAR? Why are we wasting 3 minutes here?
So it's not even a yellow. It's not a yellow card either, right?
Do you get what I was saying about VAR now? Did you see the United game last night?
Exactly. Oh yeah, I mean that was.
And how many have we got called off for Harry Kane this year? Like, that he's been even more onside than that one last night. I'm telling you, VAR is here for the big boys. Help them wherever they can.
Jesus,
this is
it
weird.
Even a yellow?
Just to clarify, so there was a check for a red card. It wasn't even given as a free kick, and we're it's still Tottenham's throw-in, so there wasn't even a yellow card. Must be.
Referee,
Okay.
it's not a daycare.
And Shamu, I get what you're saying. He's not close to the ball. He stamps on his foot. But at the end of the day, there's no intent there. Like, he's just mistimed the tackle. It's all it is. The ball is gone, but he has tried to go into, like, try and get a foot on the ball. There's a difference. There's no intent there. There's no malice behind it. He hasn't gone to do it.
Yeah, it didn't even look like he did with a lot of force either as well.
Eric Dyer with the clearance. Just because I'm having troubles with my Sky, it keeps pausing, guys. I'm at 20 minutes and 18 right now. Is that about where you are?
I'm at there now.
That's fine.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. Hudson-Odoi looks left. Who's that? Kovacic. Kovacic cutting inside. Jorginho looks inside to Mason Mount. Mason Mount outside towards Azpilicueta. And now here's Ziyech. Ziyech long to Azpilicueta down into the break line. Oh, get rid of it, Jaffet. Well done.
Well done.
Well done, Jaffet. Building confidence, mate.
He's starting to grow into it a little down defensively.
Come on, Jaffet.
He's getting switched on.
I'm okay with him just being safe rather than sorry. Just get rid of it. Like there is a threat there. Hudson-Odoi is always going to be a threat at the back post. Just get rid of it, Jaffet. Well done, mate. Well done, bro.
We look content to let Chelsea kind of play across the middle. There's a couple of times they've switched it from left to right now.
Clegg, we're on 21, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21, 20, around 21, 20.
Well done, Stephen Bergwijn gets rid of it. Chelsea come back again, this time outside to Ziyech on the left-hand side for once. Good header clearance by, is that Harry Winks? Who was that?
Ben Davies. Well done,
Ben Davies, was it? What a shot. Oh! He's just been, Jaffet Tanger's been thrown!
Ref, that's a red card.
He can't throw him into the...
He body checked him. He could see him coming.
Jesus, he was flying into that. Jaffet was.
That's a red.
You can't throw him into the advertising board. He's already been hit in the face already once.
Let's see if VAR checks this one. It'll be very interesting.
That's it, Eric Dyer. That's it, Harry Kane. You lean on him.
Yeah,
lean.
This is what I've been talking about. Players surrounding the referee.
He's not happy.
No VAR check? No.
Sanchez is pissed. Sanchez is angry. Nothing.
No VAR
Nothing
check.
but Tottenham.
Nobody's here. Nothing to see. Let's move on. Oh, I
Mate,
hate.
fuck off, Mason Mount, you little shit. Watch this again, please. Oh, referee.
Shoulder to shoulder, to be fair. Now I see it.
Yeah, he was really flying into that. I think Mason Mount just honestly quite, just used his body weight against him there.
I thought he caught me an elbow in the face. My bad.
Yeah. Unnecessary
Well done,
roughness, though.
Harry.
Unnecessary roughness, like an NFL thing, isn't it? It can't be.
But this is what we want. We want players flying into these Chelsea fuckers, you know? We don't want them having it their own way. That's it, Matt Doherty. Now Bergwijn with the press. Let's go, Harry.
Yeah.
Now Session.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his team press. Good press.
Well done. It's okay.
Done,
I don't
boys.
mind. It's okay, Sanchez. I don't mind that.
There's players around him. The header.
Yeah, there's like 3 players.
Fucking idiot. He's an idiot. Wake up. He fucking drives me mad. 3 players around him. Do you know what I'll do? I'll head it to the fans. Oh,
it's a chance for Chelsea again. Oh, he screwed up this time. That's out, referee. Linesman, that's got to be over the line, isn't it? Chance, but no. Linesman says no. Linesman says no. So Chelsea carry on again. Here we go again. Here's Ziyech. Cross comes in. Chance. Oh, he's out by Eric Dyer. Well done, Eric Dyer. And here comes Stephen Bergwijn, brings the ball down. Stephen Bergwijn can break all by himself. Oh, referee, it's a yellow card.
Ref, that's a yellow. That's cynical. Yes. You won't be making that one again.
Done, Steven.
That's your one,
Well
Thiago.
done, Steven.
That's your number 1 chance, Silver.
He won't be doing that one again. Ooh, that's bad. We're rattled. We have these rattled.
Come on.
Rattled.
I fucking love game
Stevie
day.
B's had a good game up beside Harry Kane. He's getting us up the field.
Stevie B's good. Stevie B's playing like a Lucas Moura today, isn't he? He gets the ball. He's taking that roll on, running with the ball.
What time are you on again, Sean?
24 minutes, 16 seconds, 17,
Okay,
18.
I accidentally jumped ahead. So wait for me at 24:40. Wait for me there. I accidentally jumped ahead.
24:40. Okay. Here's Harry Winks with the ball. Jack, 25, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40.
Play.
Thank you.
This is good. 25 minutes now. We're going to start the game, hopefully.
That's it. Come on. Take the sting out of their game. Just need a little bit more composure on the ball from some of the defenders heading the ball out, kicking the ball out unnecessarily.
What is Harry Winks doing there, though? Like,
He's
he's supposed to be the one that's supposed to be composed in those situations.
He couldn't wait to get rid of it. Honestly,
that's like he's supposed to be the one picking out the passes here. He's supposed to be the one like when he picks
He's
up
the ball player.
He's the ball player and he clears it like.
Oh, what a challenge!
Højbjerg, what a monster!
Højbjerg, and he's turning around, talking to his defense, saying, "What's going on? What's going on?"
He's asking Ben Davies where he is and saying, "Sanchez, where aren't you?" Because Ben Davies, well, like I've already
said, and Ben
before,
Davies on the same side there.
When he plays left back, he tucks in beside Sanchez all the time or behind the centre back for some reason.
I actually forgot how much Højbjerg got stuck in last match against Leicester. That honestly got so stuck in there on that.
Don't forget that particular moment there, boys, when we're doing our review later, because that was a good opportunity for Chelsea, and Højbjerg didn't need to make that. He shouldn't have had to have been there, but he was, because that's the sort of player that he is. Oh, well done, Japhet Tanganga.
Don't even. Fuck me. Jesus Christ. I mean,
it's a big battle between this reminds me a little bit of the Crystal Palace game. Hudson-Odoi is like Wilfried Zaha, and Tanganga's making it his business to get up in the business of
honestly,
Hudson-Odoi. Just needs to calm down a little bit, Japhet, you know?
Put like a 25-cent coin in there and rode him like a saddle there for that one. It's beautiful to see, actually, Japhet.
Yes, that's a great analogy. Well done. Oh, here's Harry Kane. Gets the ball.
Come on, Harry.
Oh, it's not quite as pitch. It's not as inch perfect as a Wednesday night. That's okay, though.
Wait a second longer there, Harry. Just got to wait a second longer. It's the right pass.
They're not playing great whatsoever. They are not playing good.
I don't think either team are. I think it's pretty edgy, isn't it? Tottenham, we're defending so tight.
This suits us, this game, the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd just like to see a bit more possession in the Chelsea box. It seems like it's probably 80. But if you look, I don't know, I haven't seen a territory stat right now, but I think 80% has been in the Tottenham half, probably.
I wonder will we go at them like we did in the second half in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
It's Jorginho missed pass to Højbjerg, who steps it out. Harry Kane gets the ball. Harry Kane sets Ben Doherty free down the down right hand side. Two Chelsea men on Doherty. Oh, well done, Doherty. Gets the throw in. Well done. Well done, Matthew.
Way to get up the pitch.
I was about to call him Ben again. I don't know anyone called Ben Doherty. Why do I keep calling this guy Ben?
That was a great interception by Højbjerg in midfield to set that up.
Yeah.
Oh, well played. What happened there? Was that a handball?
Oh. Is he doing that for a high foot? Oh, handball. Oh. I hate this referee. What's his name?
Paul Tierney. Paul Tierney.
Yeah, Paul Tierney. Yeah, Paul Tierney.
He's on my hit list now. Number 1. Honestly, if you like stuff between the lips, go and eat a sandwich. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Just leave the whistle in your pocket for a while.
What's my legs are? Doing a little triangle pass. Here's Hudson-Odoi again. Japhet Tanganga getting pulled up to try and intercept. Could have been left behind there if Chelsea look back and go that way, but instead they go right. Long ball now from Rudiger up towards Lukaku, and Sanchez gets beaten in the air. Come on, Sanchez, you got to be better than that, mate. Your timing was terrible then.
Minutes before him. He's jumped 15 minutes before him and he still gets beat.
The timing was awful. This time Tottenham can break. His Bergwijn gets shoved in the back. It's got to be a free kick. That's Thiago Silva again. Referee, you got to knock that down. He can't do it anymore. Bergwijn has got Silva in his pocket.
I mean, he hit it that hard. It looked like Stevie B was going for a fucking long jump.
Jackie, should I be brave enough to make a prediction that Bergwijn gets Thiago Silva sent off in this game?
Well, that's a second yellow. Yeah, actually, that's a second yellow.
That is the second call. Oh, who was that going through? Harry Kane. Nothing there. Listen, Bergwijn might have Thiago Silva's number here if Tottenham can continue to bring the ball out. Oh, well done.
Oh, that'll do.
That's a shoulder. Okay, yeah, it's Højbjerg doing a rugby tackle.
Big up, Pierre, you legend. See, this is what I'm talking about. You know, if they're going to skin you, just leave one on them. It's that easy.
Wow.
Oh, look at you, oh, my little face. Oh, go and put some moisturizer on it. Your $100 moisturizer. Stop crying. Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow,
that's a fantastic. That is a fantastic shoulder.
Shook his entire core there.
Super.
Just 1,000 Vikings going through you at once there. I love how Højbjerg's shirt as well is already just absolutely just splattered as well with just all mud and everything. It's beautiful.
For the 25th time today, Hudson-Odoi on the left-hand side. Japhet Tanganga hovering with intent like a bumblebee. Jorginho now comes back
Japhet
inside.
also as well is looking like he's getting ready to put in a similar challenge into somebody. We'll say.
I think there could be a red card in this game. I don't think it's necessarily just going to be Thiago Silva against Bergwijn. I worry a little bit about Tanganga. He's too close to Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi is a little bit too tricky. See what happens. Doherty gets split apart then.
There we go.
It's okay. Goal kick, Tottenham Hotspur. Nothing comes from that. Tuchel's not happy.
Good. Give him a brow first at the end and he'd be all right. Bratwurst or whatever.
Apparently apparently he's like a really big sweater or like something like that. Apparently he sweats a lot.
He does wear 19 layers.
Yeah, I think that's why, is to cover up the pit stains or like something like that.
I'm happy with how this game has been so far. You know?
Yeah. I'm okay. We've weathered the early storm.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, we haven't been at our best. But, compared to what we've seen at Stamford Bridge so far, this is a good half an hour.
Yeah. And the team, the names on the team sheet, right? We were never going to be going all like gung-ho, all out attack, were we? So we're still in the game at half-time, well, at least at 30 minutes at the moment. And, Chelsea haven't had any real chances, apart from that one. Oh, here we go. Chelsea breaking free. Tottenham caught out a little bit here.
Where is
Azpilicueta. Shot. Race comes in. Lukaku. Shot misses. Here's Hudson-Odoi on the right-hand side. Tanganga. Get rid of it. Kovacic. Oh, that was a missed chance for Chelsea. Here comes Azpilicueta again. Mason Mount this time and gets rid of it by Sessegnon. Sessegnon clears it. Yes. Lukaku's furious. Jesus Christ, where did that come from? That was a
Where's
mistake.
Sanchez on this run? Look, why is Sanchez out there right beside Ben Davies?
He
can't even stop the cross.
He's in no man's land.
That is shocking defending. Position your body right. You stop that cross from going in. I mean, that's why he was over there holding Ben Davies' hand, no?
Lukaku's got to have his head in his hands. Here's Ben Davies. Oh, weak pass from Ben Davies. And Chelsea can break here. Chelsea can make to Lukaku. Lukaku turns. Lukaku's all by himself. And here's Hudson-Odoi. No, here's Hudson-Odoi again. Hudson-Odoi. The shot. Chance comes in. Oh, Lukaku misses it. And this time...
that is shocking. My 6-year-old kick a football better than that.
I don't know. I think Hudson-Odoi was trying to do a cross-come shot. And Lukaku put his head out of the way. Or maybe he tried to head it. I don't know. But either way, it dribbles out for a goal kick to Tottenham. Last 5 minutes have been a little bit sloppy from Tottenham.
Yeah.
Giving balls away unnecessarily. Ben Davies there was a terrible, terrible pass that gave the ball away. Not good.
Just need to be a bit more composed on it, that's all. Well, one. Oh, he gives it away again.
It's Thiago Silva. He's telling Sarr to go deep, go farther. Hudson-Odoi once again on left-hand side. Nowhere to go for Chelsea. They just patient build up on the halfway line. This time they're going right now out to Ziyech. Azpilicueta. Mason Mount, that is. Who is that? My TV screen is so bad. They all look the same to me.
It's Mount to Ziyech.
Azpilicueta.
Oh,
so ball in. Davinson Sanchez, he does enough, but he's still not confident. This is too easy for Chelsea.
He's on the ropes, that guy. If I was Chelsea, I'd be putting balls in behind him all game.
Yeah.
That's all I'd be doing, honestly. He's just in no man's land every single time. And then even when he does go across to try and do something, it's not with any intent. He's running across to kind of stand still.
He's such a ball-watching sort of defender. He's just always just caught ball-watching, I feel like. And
well out, Eric Dyer.
No, 100%, Jack. You're absolutely spot on.
Well out, Ben Davies. Oh, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, sorry. Japet Tanganga. Oh, it's a bad pass from Harry Winks.
That's a foul. Thank you. We'll have that one all day. Fouls are mounting up. Get out the card.
You know what, though? Harry Winks was fouled after he'd already passed the ball. Like, the pass should have been better. I take it, like, the foul's the foul, but the pass from Harry Winks was sloppy again.
Sir!
It's a yellow card, isn't it? Mason Mount? There's got to be a yellow card, Mason Mount.
I can't touch Højbjerg there.
How many more, ref? Come on, Matt Doherty. Matt Doherty on the right-hand side. Looking up towards Hudson Doyle. Hudson Doyle tackles him back, and Matt Doherty turns back and goes back.
He has more time there, Doherty. Here we go.
Eric Dyer looks long towards Bergwijn.
Here we go. Oh,
Chelsea can clear again towards Lukaku.
Yes, that's us. Well done, Eric.
What are your thoughts, Jack? What are your thoughts, buddy?
I keep thinking about what we kind of said before and what I feel like I was kind of speaking about last night is the idea that this isn't going to be everybody's favorite game to watch. This isn't going to be, the best sort of version of Spurs. And I think we all know, because that has to do with the way that Tuchel likes to play, the way that our form is at Stamford Bridge, the just plenty of, I feel like, a myriad of factors that just make it so that we are going to have to play a bit more kind of, staunch sort of defending, very pragmatic, and hopefully we get something out of it. And like I said, if we go 0-0 into halftime, I'll be actually quite proud of this team with the way that they've played so far. I know it's not been beautiful or pretty to watch, but sometimes this is the way you have to play when it comes to teams like this, especially away from home.
100%. I just want to add to that as well. I mean, look, we were never going to come here and play them off the park. Let's not get that mistaken. But what we can do is fight for absolutely everything, which is what we're doing.
I feel like
today.
we are. Yeah.
This was always going to be a cagey close game. The question was, could Tottenham make it this sort of game? And
Yeah.
we have. Now, I know people might not be happy with the lineup and stuff, but defensively, to keep us in the game up until half-time so far, touch wood, it's been effective. Now, what you might see happen, because Tanganga's just picked up a yellow card.
The weakest yellow card I've ever seen given in my entire fucking life. It's absolutely disgraceful.
Exactly. They let Mason Mount away with
Oh,
one.
beautiful.
Oh, chance! Here's Sessegnon! Sessegnon by himself! Put it in, Sessegnon! Oh, he puts it too aggressively.
Oh, what is that? Why didn't you just put his foot through it?
Oh, my gosh.
You just got to go for it. Put your whole boot through it.
At
Unlucky.
least play it out for a throw-in while you're at it, if you're going to miss it by that much.
Who put that through? Was it Højbjerg put him through?
Højbjerg, beautiful. Beautiful.
What a pass.
by
Have a
Højbjerg.
crack, Sess. Have a crack, son.
Yeah, go near post like you did against Leipzig or whatever it was.
I think that yellow card Tanganga picked up. I reckon he'll be taken off at half time.
He's too. 100%. Tanganga is.
We've seen it against Palace. He will do the same thing again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I said it a minute ago. I feel like Tanganga's a candidate, and so is Thiago.
Well done, Japet.
Oh, well done, Japet.
Oh,
For a minute, I think
Go Berg.
Come on,
go back one.
Put it by him and go.
Okay, good idea.
Look back to Matt Doherty. Matt Doherty, early ball.
Go on, son.
Please have some urgency, Doherty.
Here's Harry Kane. Looks deep into centre towards Stephen Bergwijn. Stephen Bergwijn turns. Referee, no shoulder challenge.
Oh my God! He says no. He shakes his head.
He says no for that, but he gives Tanganga a yellow card. Here's who is this?
Well
Rudiger.
done,
Rudiger found himself in the right back position.
That's yellow. That's a yellow. No yellow there. No. This is getting ridiculous. This is getting absurd. I mean, you give Chelsea a battle and then the referee lets them away with things. I mean, I'm sorry, right? But how can he give Tanganga a yellow card for what you gave him a yellow card?
It's exactly the same thing.
And then let Mason Mount away with that. That's absolutely shocking.
I mean, they're either both not free kicks because they're both shoulder barges, or they're both free kicks. Neither of them are yellow cards, but there's no consistency.
I mean, he's there shaking his head, looking at Harry Kane or Højbjerg or whoever it was, Bergwijn, shaking his head. It's like, I bet you weren't shaking your head like that when the when the Brazzers were around in your room.
Yes, fair.
Oh, Stevie Bergwijn! Breaks through. He's gone through. He's put the ball out to Sessegnon. Oh, Bergwijn's injured. Bergwijn's in. Harry Kane! Yes! Yes! Oh, no!
Please, no.
Oh, no, what's it off? What's he blowing it for?
No.
Oh, my God, what's he blowing this for? He blew up for the injury, has he?
You can't.
No way. No
That's
way.
ridiculous.
No way.
That's got to stand. Oh my God, we're being robbed.
Well, because Stephen Bergwijn's down injured. You're not playing play on.
Oh,
Are you bent? You're a bent referee.
It's
This is outrageous.
You have the advantage. How can you not give that?
When did you blow your whistle?
Oh
You didn't.
God.
You didn't blow your whistle, ref. You didn't blow your whistle.
He's as free as a bird. How can you?
The referee does not blow his whistle until after the ball goes in.
Bergwijn's hamstring is gone, or his knee.
Oh, he's saying it. He's saying it's offside. He's saying it. Oh, he's saying it's a free kick.
For a foul on Thiago, that is
He
absurd.
barely touched him. He's already going out.
Oh, Stevie
It has to
Bergwijn's
be
injured.
VAR. Can we VAR?
VAR
this?
has to check this. If we get robbed here, I swear to God, I'm fed up with this whole VAR shit. I'm fed up with it.
What's up with Stevie Bergwijn?
He pulled up after he was.
Sorry, I've got to
taken
turn
down.
this. I've got to turn this off.
His knee or his
Yeah, he must be going off injured. So
his hamstring is gone.
Luca's going to have to
Right
come on.
If they don't give this, I swear to God.
Well, to be fair, the replay did look like it was a very aggressive shove from Harry Kane.
It wasn't aggressive. I mean,
think it was
Jesus
more
Christ,
Thiago's
just showed where the
momentum.
red room was.
Well, let's
Thiago's
look at-
momentum
Here we
by the
go.
looks
We're
of
seeing
it.
it again now. We're seeing it again now. Oh, I don't know.
Come on, that's
no,
soft. He's
no,
already
yeah.
going down.
He might have taken a little tap. He might have been like a trip or something. See if you can see his feet. Watch his feet here.
Oh,
Oh, there's no shove. There's no
No,
shove.
there's nothing there.
There's no
nothing
shove.
there. He's already gone down. He overran, so he went down because he knew he overran it.
Referee looking to give Chelsea everything they fucking can.
That's a joke. I mean,
That's
it's hard enough to
insane.
win there, let alone VAR helping them. That is ridiculous.
That is
I'm fed up with
insane.
this shit. I'm
That
fed
is
up with
insane.
VAR. I'm fed up with it. I am fed up.
That
with
wasn't that. Well,
fucking
that wasn't VAR though, was it? That was the referee just making decision like straight away. It's a free kick.
Yeah, he just made the decision for a free kick there.
Yeah, but then where's VAR to say that
shit.
there's no free kick there?
Here's Chelsea
I
on
mean,
the break. Here's Chelsea on the break. Gets rid of it.
Yesterday.
Oh, well done, Bergwijn again.
Well done, Stevie B
Well done.
again.
All
Putting
right.
Harry Kane through over the top. Oh, he's gonna have a tough battle against Thiago Silva there.
Oh,
Tottenham are in this game. Tottenham are in this game. Fuck the referee. Fuck him.
I can't believe it though. I mean, honestly, I actually hate it. I mean, VAR should have looked at that and said, no, what did you blow your whistle for? There's no free kick. You know, he didn't even touch him. Thiago Silva overran, so went down. It's clever defending. But fuck me, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent about 30 minutes yesterday looking at United's one to find the
Oh, Japhet Tanganga, superb.
Sir,
Ref!
being assaulted there.
Oh, thank you, referee.
You
You've got to give one of you.
How is that not
Fucking
a goal, though?
arsehole.
Like, how is that not? It's all of his momentum. That's what it was. This Thiago Silva's momentum was going all that one direction, and then Harry Kane was able to stop on a dime, and then he just fell over for it.
Look at Japhet Tanganga there. That's superb. Oh, and Sky Sports trying to give the second yellow card. Tuchel's incensed. Fuck off, Tuchel, you sweaty little
where was
bastard.
that energy when Thiago Silva committed a foul on Bergwijn straight after the first one?
Lanky, sweaty little shitbag.
Oh yes.
Oh, go on, Stevie B.
Oh,
Oh, it's a bad ball.
Sorry,
Bad
Stevie.
ball. Get back now, boys. Stevie B's not sprinting. He looks like he's still limping a little bit. Oh, God. Here's Lukaku. Lukaku by himself. Four Tottenham players around him. Shot from
that's
Lukaku.
good.
Well done, Eric Dyer.
William McKenzie saying, what changes at halftime would you want / like, or would you want to make? Dave, maybe you first. I mean, what do you feel like maybe, who do you want to see maybe come into the game to change something? Or do you keep it the same?
Do you know what? I keep it the same for the first 10, 15 minutes. You know that? The only one I potentially could see him making is maybe taking Tanganga off, just so that we don't go down to 10 men and maybe bringing Doherty back, bringing Lucas on. But me personally, I would actually keep it the same for 10, 15 minutes. Because you've seen that towards the end of this half, we're getting space. I mean, we've just been robbed by VAR. You know, there is a
Wait a minute! Referee, that's a shove! That's a shove! Lukaku's just shoved Sanchez out the way.
You're allowed to
Yeah,
do that.
you put your thumb up. You can't do that, ref. Have a look at that again. He just shoved him out of the way.
Well, apparently that's a foul in the opposite box.
Watch Lukaku. Watch what he does to Sanchez here.
Harry Kane done less on
Just
Thiago.
bombards him. Bosh!
Harry Kane done less on Thiago Silva.
He just pushed him. He's pushed him with his left hand. Corner kick for Chelsea again. Cross comes in. Chance! Oh, it's over the top.
Whoa. We gotta start competing on these balls in the box.
Sean, what changes would you make at halftime for William?
William, mate, I feel like I'm with Dave. I think the only decision is if Bergwijn is injured. I'm guessing he's trying to run off the injury, because it looked like if you're fine but you go down with what looked like a knee injury, he's trying to run it off for the last 6-7 minutes of the half. You know, if he's injured, we've got a ready replacement in Lucas. I'd be devastated if he's injured because he's played really well. But that's one option, and the only other option apart from that would be Tanganga, because they're going to put everything down his side now to Hudson-Odoi, and Tanganga is susceptible. He hasn't got another chance in him, and we can't go down to 10 men. So either move the players around, put Sanchez out on the far right, move Tanganga into the left, do something like that to get him away from their biggest threat, or take him off. I don't know who's on the bench, boys. I don't remember who's on the bench. Do we have someone?
We have Lucas. There's
Emerson Royale.
Skip.
Maybe Emerson Royale you could bring on for Tanganga perhaps, and try Emerson Royale.
This referee is one of the most corrupt I've ever seen, honestly. And I actually think that's like 4 or 5 goals in the Premier League already disallowed for Harry Kane already this season. That's ridiculous.
Was that a yellow card for Sessegnon just then?
They don't want him to be top scorer because so that he'll get him so that he wants to move again. I'm fed up with this whole fucking VAR shit. I'm fed up. It's ruined the game for me. It's actually ruined it.
Yeah, get rid of the whole thing. Apart from like goal line, if it goes over the line or doesn't. Apart from that, it's not fit for purpose.
But I guess what we're asking for is for VAR to intervene in there.
Catch that, Luke! Yes, Hugo. Well done, son.
Because
well
the referees seem to make the call, but we want VAR to intervene there, I guess is what it is.
Yeah.
But
VAR doesn't do... Yeah, glaring and obvious mistakes, but that's a subjective thing anyway. You can't use the VAR for subjective stuff.
For a possible red card at one stage and intervene.
Intervened on the Matt Doherty challenge.
Exactly, yeah. But William Kelly, I think that the only decision would be whether you take Tanganga off and bring on Emerson Royale at right back, or whether you swap Tanganga and swap him for Sanchez and give him a little bit of time in a different position. Because I feel like they're going to pepper Hudson-Odoi, and Tanganga's he'll be a target for a red card, and we can't afford that. So one of those two substitutions would be the only thing I'd change.
Yeah, interesting. I maybe would put on potentially Skip maybe for Tanganga, and then just have Skip play on Doherty's side to help out Doherty. So you could go about it that sort of way. But I kind of agree with Dave, or maybe you don't make any changes for the first 10 or 15 minutes. Kind of agree with that. Kind of more of the same. Going into it, but big up William McKenzie, really do appreciate it. Steve D saying that thank fuck Lukaku isn't Drogba or Costa, #donkey. I would say sometimes a donkey has its good qualities as a number 9, has good hold up play, but apart from that, he really isn't offering very much, and hopefully he just continues more of the same. Steve D, but big yourself up, brother.
That's the last 10 That's why he's always crying like a little girl, because
it's Hudson-Odoi again. Oh, well done, Jaffet Tanganga!
Oh, beautiful.
Sensational from Tanganga. On a yellow card, he has the bravery to step in and make that sort of level of challenge. It's fantastic. Well done, Jaffet. I don't want anyone to... Nobody forget that at the end when we're giving him marks out of 10. Yeah. That sort of confidence when you're already down to a yellow card. Brave. Half-time, boys. We take 0-0.
Oh, very good half. Very good half. I'm absolutely delighted with that. I think, look, I mean, Harry Kane's asking the referee how that was ruled off. It's absolute daylight robbery. But you take the half. I actually think, lads, it's been a very good half. I think we've executed our game plan. We've kept Chelsea's chances very, very limited. And we've been robbed by VAR. All in all, I'm actually very happy with that. With that half. And I know I don't look happy. I know I look a bit angry. But that's because my man Harry's been robbed yet again. For the third or fourth time this season. And I've had enough of it.
Well, yeah, he had a new haircut. He was going to score a goal. It's not his fault if it was disallowed. He scored the goal.
But it was disallowed because Thiago Silva overran. His momentum was carrying him. He realised he overran, so he went to the ground looking, hoping to get a free kick out, and they bought it. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's absolutely shocking.
The only thing I'd posit, we haven't seen it in a close enough freak, and when we don't have the benefit of the audio, is whether or not Harry tripped his back foot or anything like that. If none of that happened, then there's no foul at all. But if there was a foot trip, a tap tackle kind of thing, then that might explain it. But we can't see it. It hasn't been shown on replay very closely. So
I mean, Harry caught Thiago Silva flat-footed. He caught him behind him. Thiago Silva was having to make up ground because Harry Kane's movement was that good, and he overran it. It's that simple. There's no foul there. There is no foul there, none whatsoever. It's a joke.
It's also as well like Thiago is like running full pace from behind him there as well.
Exactly.
So that's the other thing. And the referee just doesn't even, I think it's just the manner. It's like the body language that Thiago Silva showed when he went down made it really sell as like some sort of shove or push when in fact it really was just barely even tap. I think whatsoever. I think it was the way he went down with both hands out, I think just convinced the referee because clearly the referee is quite gullible when it comes to these sort of kind of decisions. But I don't know. I feel like, Dave, but from maybe your thoughts in terms of the first half, do you feel like what we are seeing, though, is maybe a lot better than maybe that first leg in the Carabao? We're actually seeing a bit of desire, a bit of organization. I think maybe that's what we're seeing. I know it's a very, very defensive sort of performance, but I am seeing very good organization and a really good defensive shape from the team, which I pretty much all you can ask for sometimes in kind of games like this.
I mean, first of all, you look at a game like this, you sit there and you say a point would be a good result. So you set up to take that point. Everything else after that is an absolute bonus, but you most importantly set up to get out of there with that point, keep that unbeaten feeling going. You know what I mean? Keep that unbeaten streak. And what he has done, defensive, yes, but it's worked, Jack. It's plugged all the gaps that were exposed when we've played Chelsea before. You know, it's plugging all the gaps right through the middle and out wide as well. You know, Jaffet Tangan got right back. It took him a little while to get into the game, but he's been immense, especially since he's got the booking. He's been glued in, switched on. You look at Dyer. I think he's done very well in there today. You know, getting his head on things. Sanchez, for me, I still think very, very rickety. I think a bit wobbly. He concerns me. Ben Davies at left back concerns me. They are getting an awful lot down that side. Hakim Ziyech and Mason Mount. You look into midfield. I actually think Winks has been very good today. Yeah, you know, he's picked up the ball. He's positive. He's driving forward. He's getting stuck in. I know some people might not agree with me. I actually think Pierre-Emile Højbjerg's been outstanding in midfield today. Passing, getting stuck in, interceptions. Matt Doherty, I actually think has been decent. He's not there to provide attacking threat. He's there to double up and help Tanganga defensively. That's his first and foremost reason for being there. And they've done well marshalling that side. And I actually think Steven Bergwijn and Harry Kane have been very, very good up top. Harry Kane has looked sharp. I mean, absolutely robbed. And Steven Bergwijn, a couple of times, big long balls up the top. He's bullying Thiago Silva, taking it down. But he's also looked positive driving at them. If we are going to go and win this game and score today, it's going to be from a breakaway like that, us getting on the ball and driving at them. One player I would say that maybe, now that I think of it, now that I've gone through the team,
Mora
could be in potential for substitutions, maybe Sessegnon.
Yeah, maybe for Reggie.
He's been in the game too much.
No, he hasn't. He's been okay. I think he's been fine defensively. I think he's just been kind of, he hasn't been a passenger or anything. He's just kind of been part of, a very hardworking sort of team. Hasn't exactly stood out, but not for the wrong reasons, I feel like. Dark Sun G saying Thiago and Jorginho, yellow, go for them and red them. I guess, does Thiago have a yellow as well? Yeah, he does. And then Jorginho has one. So, I mean, absolutely go after them. Maybe as well, get someone like a Højbjerg, maybe get, Jorginho riled up or something like that. And then just have maybe Harry Kane, just continue to go after Thiago Silva and have him take him down at one stage.
I think that's why you need Lucas Moura, Jack. You need Lucas Moura right now, right? Like you got Thiago and Jorginho straight through the middle. Both of them got yellow cards. You bring on Lucas Moura. If he can get a drop down ball, turn and run, just take the foul. One of those two are going to have to bring him down.
Good point.
They can't have a second yellow. Whether Bergwijn's injured or even if he's not, if you want to win the game, you're going to have to pivot to a natural 4-3, a 3-4-3 at some point. Yeah. Take a bit of risk on, and at which point I'd take Sessegnon off, push Davies out there, and then go 3-4-3 with Moura, Bergwijn, and Kane up front. That's how I do it at some point. But
there you are, Dark Sun G. Joseph here saying the hate for Spurs is real. I see a lot more fight. I mean, I think he's just summarizing, exactly what the first half was, which is basically the bias towards any sort of Spurs decision in that regard, especially from the referee there, not to even have VAR intervene is ridiculous. We saw Doherty put in a ridiculously kind of light challenge on somebody, and then it's being reviewed for 20 minutes to see if it's a possible red card. But then when Harry Kane, practically taps Thiago Silva on the back, there's no time for VAR to intervene. We don't even get a second from them. And then as well, Joseph, I am seeing a lot more fight. It's just the organization that I am liking. I mean, Dave, what do you think? It's kind of, where that sometimes that Italian kind of school of thought, you must say, really organized, very pragmatic, very difficult to break down sort of sometimes shapes of a defense. That's sometimes what makes, Italian managers very good defensively is they do have great organization skills for their players to be able to kind of just, keep the ball out of the back of the net, basically.
Look, before Conte came in, Jack, our away form was absolutely shocking. When you go into, and it's changing since Conte has come in, but the reason why that's changing is because of exactly what you said, Jack. Well organized, setting up defensively first, and not only that, but we are getting absolutely stuck into these. I mean, you look at Højbjerg, Jesus Christ. I mean, I think he sent Mason Mount to Mars with that body check. That was absolutely unbelievable. You look at Eric Dyer, lost the ball, rugby tackled one of them. Japhet Tanganga, before he got the yellow, he was just pulling them down wherever he could. Yeah. And you've got to love that. It's shithousery. What you can't do is let them skin you and get momentum because you're dragged out of position. You've got to take them down, and that's what we're doing. And look, expect this. Expect this in away games. A manager like Conte, he's a winner. He ain't going there risking to be opened up and losing. He's going to go there. He's going to set up defensively first, make sure we're sound, and then later on in the game, go for it. That's why you're seeing Lucas Moura on the bench today. He could have easily started ahead of Session. But he didn't want to. He wanted Session to come in because he knew he'd help out Ben Davies with the defensive duties. But what he does know is that this game will open up. We've seen it last time in the Chelsea game. The last time we played them, the second half, we were 10 times better. We destroyed them. Again, VAR ruled off one of our goals. Again, another stupid decision against Harry Kane. That one where had the Chelsea player inside the 6-yard box. And this is what you're seeing because Lucas Moura will be brought on and then we'll go for it eventually. But right now, it's about sitting in there and not being out of the game. And I've been happy with it.
Spot on, Dave, and big yourself up, Joseph. And, then to you, Sean, speaking of Lucas, Jay Wiedem saying Lucas Moura, super sub to win it late on. Do you feel like Lucas Moura could be a sort of super sub? Would you put him on for Bergwijn? Would you put him on with Bergwijn? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, as I was saying a minute ago, it depends on whatever's happened with his injury, right? Bergwijn, he's had a great first half. Picking the ball up, dropping deep, doing the same thing we saw against Leicester, although it wasn't him that was trying to do it. It was Kane in that role, but he's coming down, getting the ball, he's running. I don't know what happened with the fact, he put the ball through and then I initially thought that the referee had blown to get him some treatment. He got up and ran it off, but I think Lucas Moura is going to be a valuable addition to the team. Depends how, this is the kind of tactical noose, right? This is what you need to figure out, well, how long do you want to stay in the game before you push for the winner? Do you do it immediately? And if Bergwijn is injured, then yes, of course, you make a straight swap. If he's not, then you probably don't. You probably keep Moura on the bench. And then at some point, maybe at the 65th, 70th minute, something like that, then depending on what happens, if we're still 0-0, then you probably relieve Sessegnon, right? Take Sessegnon off, put Lucas Moura on, go to a traditional 3-4-3 and have Lucas, Bergwijn and Harry Kane and allow them to run at the two boys, Thiago and Jorginho, that are on yellow cards. Let's see what happens. But I'm more worried that I don't think you don't want to show all your cards immediately. And for me, the most worrying thing at the moment, we're trying to stay in the game. Like I say, it's not essential that we win today. No. It's essential we don't lose. And so I'm more worried about Tanganga because we're doing okay, but he's susceptible. I think that challenge he put in in the 43rd minute, it's a brave challenge for someone on a yellow card. He gets that 1 second.
Yeah, that's what it is. A Tanganga on a yellow makes you nervous. Tanganga without a yellow, you're like defensively, he can help us out here because, he won't get bullied. He won't get bossed around. But when he's on a yellow, you're like, it takes away a lot of what Tanganga can do and what he can help you out with. So I'm kind of with you on that.
I may have put a different spin on this second half, guys, because City dropped points last night. The onus is on Chelsea to come out. Eventually, the later this game goes on like this, the more they're going to panic. And they're going to want to go for the game because they're going to want to close the gap on the top, not be down where we are. So they will, come 70 minutes, 75 minutes, they're going to panic. They will go forward and we will catch them. It's just about, do we take that chance?
I feel like if that starts to happen, I feel like actually weirdly, I think you do put on a Lucas Moura, but you might put on someone like a Brian Hill then, because he would just drive at players and be able to do that sort of I don't know, that wide play that maybe we would need in order to stretch them at the end of the game. He could probably be that sort of player, but I don't know. That's for later to come. But big up, Jake. Honestly, very thought provoking, my man.
Jack, let me quick question for you, if you don't mind me just developing that. I want to ask you a question. Do you think that given that they've got N'Golo Conte on the bench, right, and that he can come on and replace Jorginho at any point, right? And so if we want to take advantage of the fact that Jorginho's on a yellow card and we want to try and get them down to 10 men in an ideal world, do you roll the dice and bring on a Lucas Moura earlier so that we can try and get Bergwijn and or Lucas running at Jorginho, trying to get him to draw a foul, get him sent off before N'Golo Kante comes on? Because when he comes on, that option he'll come on for Jorginho, and then the option's gone. So I just want to hear your thoughts on, if Chelsea are going to make substitutions, what are your thoughts there? And then
I know if N'Golo Kante comes on, I know that sounds very intimidating, but what you would say is that if he comes on for Jorginho, they'd lose a bit of that creativity, because I would say N'Golo Kante, he's good at keeping the ball. I think he's very good at not losing possession, but he's not going to really unlock your sort of defense the way that maybe Jorginho would. And so to a degree, I know he probably helped them out defensively, but does he really help them going forward? You might say just as much or not nearly as much as maybe Jorginho would. So I do feel like maybe we could take a bit of, positivity out of that sort of kind of substitution where maybe they lose a bit going forward, with Conte coming on for Jorginho. But I think that's maybe my sort of answer to that is I feel like the one player, though, that I'm noticing, though, Sean, that I feel like is causing us a lot of problems is Ziyech. It seems like for this one, Ziyech seems to be the one player that just picks up those sort of hot pockets of space in between kind of players on the top of the 18. He always picks it up right at the top of the 18, and he's causing us a lot of trouble in those sort of areas. And Ishan and I kind of broke that down. That's what I think makes him kind of such a dangerous player is he's almost, I don't know, it's kind of slithery, kind of the way that he moves around. Sometimes he kind of just wanders into these little areas. They don't really expect somebody to receive it, and then he does, and then he just kind of whips it in every time with that left foot. So if we maybe get on someone like a Skip, I kind of do want to see Skip come on, and maybe he can kind of man mark somebody. Maybe he can kind of help out and kind of clog up the middle. But I don't know, maybe that ruins the sort of shape that Conte is going for. But I do want to see Lucas come on. That's for sure at some stage. I mean, he's got to. But I'm liking it so far. I'm liking it. Dark Sun G saying Tanganga for Lucas and bring Doherty to Tanganga's spot. That could be interesting. That would be going very kind of direct and very forward and progressive right away, Dark Sun G, which, maybe could help us out. But I don't know. It's tough because, Dave, I feel like, is this sort of a game that maybe you want to keep, till 0-0? You kind of want to keep it 0-0 as long as possible for kind of a sense. You don't really want to show your hand too soon. Maybe in the second half.
No, and the onus isn't, and this is the point I was trying to stress, the onus isn't on us to go and show our hand. Conte is a genius. Conte knows that they will want to close the gap on City. We're going to sit in for the majority of this game. I can already feel it, and I think I know what Conte is trying to do. We're going to sit in, we're going to keep it tight, plug the gaps, and the more desperate they get to go and try and get that winner, because we have to remember, they've drawn their last 3 home games as well. They've drawn with Liverpool, City, Brighton. They've been on poor run of form. They were on top of the league at one stage. Now they're like 12, 13 points behind Man City. I mean, so they're going to want to close the gap. So they're going to get desperate. And for me, this whole half is about the timing of bringing on Lucas Moura. I actually think he's the one that goes and wins you this game. And I think that's what the timing of this half is about. Obviously, if Winks gets to a point where he did against Leicester, where he's starting to make mistakes, you take him out, bring Skip in, give you that a bit more solid in the middle. But genuinely, I believe Lucas Moura will be the game changer. Catch them on quick breaks. We can sit in all we want. The point is good for us. It's not good for them.
Yeah, honestly, well said, Dave. Well said. William Kelly saying Alan Shearer just said that the goal should have stood. Silva made an absolute meal of it. I think that's what it really is. It's Silva basically just absolutely fooled the referee there. Honestly, pointed out the referee's kind of flaws and kind of falling for something like that. I would say it was quite obvious to me that Silva was making a meal of it. Somebody got a hole in the net, maybe from Harry Kane's finish, maybe earlier. Probably put a hole in it.
I just got to run to the Jacks. I'll be back in 1 sec.
But he made an absolute meal of it, William Kelly. I think we all knew it from the moment that we saw it. Even the moment that we saw it on the first replay, we could just tell that I don't think there was anything behind that from Harry Kane. Barely even touched him To be fair, I think he would have gone down if Harry Kane didn't even touch him. It kind of looked like Silva did. So I don't know. William Kelly. It's really kind of ridiculous that VAR doesn't even intervene there. It seems like something that they could easily intervene on. They can easily see that's a dive on the camera. Steve D saying poor to Lukaku, and William Kelly saying just don't concede in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Crucial period. Do you feel like that's again another kind of case, Sean, where it's another kind of survive the first 15 minutes of the second half and then kind of go for it after that? It's all kind of about surviving the initial waves of maybe attacks from Chelsea.
I mean, of course, like, if the option is, do we survive? Yes, you want to take it. But in terms of, we're settled into the game now. And I think that Chelsea need to I think we need to start, getting a bit more possession, a bit more territory. I know it's a tough game. I know we'll all take a draw. I get that. But I don't want to sit here and watch the next 45 minutes where it's 80% in our half again, Jack. I want us to. I do want us to move forward. I don't want us to sit back. I think we've absorbed their early pressure, and I want us to now start to push out and press a little bit. So, yeah, I understand the point from William. I do, but I don't want to. I obviously don't concede, but I also don't want to sit back and just and pray for a draw. That's a loser's mentality, and we're not losers anymore. So,
love that, Sean. Wow, very. Very low spoken as well, and kind of a deep low voice as well. I love that.
We're not losers anymore, Jack.
That's exactly. But William Kelly, there it is for Sean. He kind of wants us to come out a bit more, come out of our shell, which I definitely could get behind and definitely could, rationale with. And but hopefully, William Kelly, we just survived that first 5 minutes, like you were talking about, and then we can go on from there and push on from there and just continue more of the same. I would say, especially in terms of work rate and effort, I think we are absolutely smashing it, Mr. Kelly. But big yourself up.
So we're 46 minutes in. Just a time check, Jack. We're on the same time. 46:05, 46, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, yeah. Let me pause
9.
for just 2 seconds because I'm on 46, 14, 15.
Oh, okay. I'm on 15, 16. Yeah, same sort of time. I'm guessing Dave is around the same. Here comes
What
Chelsea.
time are you on now? I'll kind of pause for a second.
I'm at 46, 24, 46, 25, 26,
Beautiful.
27. Perfect. Okay, so here is Manang Sarr. Looking deep. Tottenham pressing still tough. Oh, Hudson-Odoi runs past Japhet Tanganga with ease. Oh no, Hudson-Odoi's got space to run into. He's cutting inside. He looks outside and he finds Ziyech. Ziyech now with lots of space to hit the ball. Oh, what a goal!
Fuck off. Jack was just talking about him. Fuck right off. Fuck off. Of course they're going to... Oh, it makes it even worse that we got robbed in the first half. Fuck off. I'm sick of them.
What a goal.
Jesus Christ.
Japhet Tanganga loses Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi runs past him like he's not even there. Watch this again. The ball comes out from Manan Sarr. Hudson-Odoi just does a little kind of jukey switch on the sixpence. And Japhet Tanganga is like he's not even there. He's just been run past. And Hudson-Odoi cuts across. Ziyech is there on the corner of the box. Takes one step to the left. No one makes any pressure on him at all. He's got time all day long. One stop, half a yard kick, and just bangs it into the top locker. And Hugo Lloris doesn't have a chance.
Pretty ridiculous goal.
To be fair, it's a class goal, but honestly, it should be 1-1 because I was going to the Jacks now. I was just thinking to myself, and I want to ask you this question. When it comes to the Harry Kane one, right, with Silva going down, if that was the other way around and it was Kane going down looking for the penalty, would it have been given? No, it wouldn't have been a foul. So then why are they giving it to Thiago Silva?
I don't know, Dave. I think we all know.
Oh, come on. We're getting beaten again here. Here's Kovacic. Kovacic again to Ziyech, the goal scorer. He looks inside. Here's Azpilicueta inside. Oh, who's that? And another chance. What a save. What a save. Hugo Lloris. Tottenham, wake the fuck up. What are you doing? This could be all over. Tottenham a standstill. Pierre Højbjerg, standstill. Oh, come on.
What a save.
Sanchez, what are you doing? What a save by Hugo Lloris. This is not good enough. We're asleep.
Need to wake up.
Fucking hell!
You've already been cost. We've already saw the cost of being asleep.
Here's Højbjerg. Oh no, Harry, who's that? I can't see. Højbjerg? Looks long. Here's Stevie Bergwijn. Steve, towards the foul, please, referee.
Ref!
Thank you. Thank you,
Fuck
referee.
me. Jesus Christ, could you take any longer blowing that whistle? He's had a shocker. He's had an absolute shocker.
All right, we need to get Tanganga off. Oh, Harry Kane's through! Harry Kane! Oh, Jesus.
Oh. If Chelsea win this, the referee has been their man of the match. I swear to God, I'm not even messing.
I know.
Tottenham, you fucking fallen asleep. Have Chelsea changed their strategy? Have we missed something that's caught us
No,
all
I think
asleep?
that's right in the beginning of the game. It's kind of actually to a degree almost no tactics involved. It's just Callum Hudson-Odoi beating Tanganga and taking it all the way down, hitting it all the way across to the other side of the 18, where Ziyech has taken up that position all game today and just gave him a bit too much space and hit an absolute worldie.
Here he is again. Man of the match so far, Hudson-Odoi.
Wow.
Oh, that's a wafty, lofty, weird ball.
Like you did that 10 minutes ago, you fucking prick.
He's fucking class, though, Hudson-Odoi. He is insane. Like, he's been all over Tottenham on the left-hand side. I think Japhet Tanganga now, mate. Unfortunately, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna.
The value of the value of the value of you being on the pitch is no longer there. Right? We've got to chase the game now.
Harry.
So. Oh, Harry Kane!
Oh, you dirty sausage.
Oh,
he's giving that. Are you serious? I mean, he's already going down. Fuck me. Jesus Christ, he's giving them absolutely everything. Honestly. Someone needs to check his bank account, make sure there's just not 10 grand gone in there. It's ridiculous carry on. This game, I mean, we are blatantly being fucking robbed.
Here's the danger man again, Hudson-Odoi. This time back.
William Kelly saying
the refereeing is atrocious.
I think so.
Fucking lets it go for them. As soon as we make a tackle, blows the whistle. Honestly, I'll rather hot dog down there in a minute, you prick.
William Kelly saying crucial period, don't concede, and we concede. Jesus, I mean,
yeah,
it's just
William Kelly
even sending a super chat for it not to happen, William Kelly, and yet it happens in the first 5 minutes of the game. It's just, I don't know. There's just no excuse.
Nothing to lose now. Nothing to lose now, Tottenham. We make some changes. Come on, ref!
No,
this is going to make us get out of our shell, at least, Mr. Kelly.
So what? A shove in the back counts when it... Oh, fuck off, mate. So angry. I'm angry!
If it wasn't in my own apartment, I'd break something right now.
Okay, keep calm. Keep calm. got my mum shouting at me.
William Kelly, though, spot on, my man. Paul Markey saying the sooner we sell Tanganga, the better. I just want him to go on loan to a different league. I still want to give him more chances, though, Paul. I do have faith in him, but I think he does need to go out on loan. My man, but big yourself up. Dara saying every game Japhet messes up, just sell him. People are not happy with Tanganga, it seems like. I mean, it is kind of sad when you do expect him to be that defensive rock, and yet he's been kind of probably some of the most shaky kind of players defensively in the team, which is really unfortunate because that's supposed to be his best attribute. Dara, but pick yourself up, man.
Aspilicueta inside to Mason Mount. Mason Mount looks left to Hudson-Odoi. All sorts of space, all sorts of time. Japhet Tanganga, do something, lad. Start chance, Mason Mount. Oh, it's over the bar. Ooh, he's had his teeth done. He's had his teeth done. Fuck off, Mason Mount.
You got 2 for 1 with the fucking shit haircut as well.
It's all the time in the world. Hudson-Odoi, you can't give him that much time, Japhet. You know what? Japhet's got to come off. We've got to push the boat out now. We have to, you know what? Attack is the best form of defense. We're just sitting back. Why are we sitting back? That's it. Oh, fuck off. Stephen Bergwijn. Shut up, referee. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I'm done. I'm done with this break. He's fucking me off. He really...
everything. It is everything.
I need him in. I'm going to go berserk. This guy is really pissing me off.
All right, come on. Conte time. Time to make a change. Time to make a substitution. You got to find something for us. Hudson-Odoi now again. Breaking through on the left-hand side. Fuck off, referee!
Oh,
fuck off!
Oh my God.
What are you doing?
I've actually had enough. Even Dyer's laughing at him. He's like, it's becoming so obvious. Whatever Abramovich has given you, it's becoming. That is.
I mean, actually, that's probably that's a free kick. But
No, he can fuck off. The referee can fuck off.
he can still fuck off. He can still fuck off. But that is a free
we say
kick.
that's a free kick, but how many times did the kick
Here he is.
there a few minutes ago? You know.
All right, this is our. We've got a crucial 10-minute spell here. We've got to get him on and Skippy. We need to draw some fouls. We need to get Jorginho and Thiago Silva in trouble. The only way back into this game, the easiest way back into this game is to get Silva or Jorginho sent off with some trickery. We need to be more attacking. Come on, Tottenham. Here's the Chelsea free kick coming in.
Oh, just get this. Just defend this until you get the subs on. Please.
Cross comes in. Oh, it's a chance. Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
Jesus Christ, just defend it. We're about to make subs. Come on, Jesus.
The referee's surrounded by Tottenham fans, Tottenham players.
And they'll look for every reason to give them the fucking goal. Oh, they're surrounded because they're giving out about the free kick he gave for it, I reckon. I've had enough.
That was a free kick, to be fair. It was a free kick. Is it offside? Any chance of being offside? No, Eric Dyer moving too fast. Eric Dyer moving too early.
No, he's way on.
Eric Dyer moving too early. Oh. Yep.
I've had enough. I'm sorry, but this referee has completely ruined the game. You know, that goal, the Harry Kane goal, you give that, I mean, it's a complete different game. You know? And then all the little niggly bits he's giving.
That is a free kick. That is a free kick, Dave. Like, fair
no, I get that. But what about all the times they've been kicking Bergwijn and Kane, though, Sean?
I hear, Matt.
That's where I'm coming from.
I know, but that particular...
You know what I mean? It can't be a fucking free kick for one and not for the other. It's fucking horseshit. I'm fucking fed up with the referees in this fucking league. I've had enough.
If we survived that one fucking moment, we'd have had a chance, but it's going to be difficult now. And of course, Tuchel's going to take off Jorginho right now and bring on Kante because they've got something to defend now.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
Skipping Lucas on. Seems like Lucas might take up. It's hard to say. Maybe Bergwijn will play left wing and Lucas will play right wing. Yeah, that's what I think what will happen is Bergwijn is now going to play left wing. Lucas is going to play right wing for us, and maybe we're going to 3-4-3 potentially now. Hard to say, or maybe we've gone for just a regular back four.
Back four, yeah. Davies looks like he's back. He's now left back. Sanchez and Dyer, and then right back of Doherty. And then it looks like you've got Højbjerg, Skip.
Yeah, so 4-3-3 maybe essentially.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. 4-3-3 now. Oh, I'm so disappointed.
These are just, I don't know. It's just.
I fucking hate Chelsea. I hate them.
It's not even real chances that I feel like they've had either. They haven't exactly really opened us up.
Oh, look at him blowing the whistle again. He can't help it. He cannot help it. Anything to protect the Chelsea player.
What's happened now? Oh, Bergwijn's asking for an elbow. Is that a VAR check or something? There's some sort of VAR check maybe here. I don't know. Bergwijn's asking for something, or maybe not. I don't know. Oh, it's just shoves. Bergwijn's got to be careful with this thing. Go on, Harry. Go on, Harry.
Well
Harry
done,
Kane
Harry.
looking left. Cross comes in. Chance.
Oh!
Lucas Moura. Oh, chance. Stephen Bergwijn. Oh, no. Oh, it was so close.
Great chance.
Look at Harry. Look at Harry Kane. The strength, the tenacity, the ball. Everything about Harry Kane then was just world class. World class.
Oh, Bergwijn almost with the.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Bergie hit that one in as well?
That would have been spectacular. We would have known he's on.
Superstar. Fuck. That's it, Harry, Skippy. It's stuck in. Oh, I'm so disappointed, fellas. I'm so gutted.
Just felt like the goals that Chelsea had. It's not really against the run of play, but it just seems like it's just not really like they've really done a whole lot to really deserve these 2 goals, to be fair. At least for me. It's not like I've seen a ton of worldlies made by Hugo.
If any, I mean, look.
Here we go.
Oh, Jesus. Chance. That's it. I don't know. I think Tottenham were okay in the first half. I think we would, worthy level. But if you had to give anyone the edge for being creative, having chances, the stats will show that Chelsea smashed us. They had 7. They had 6 shots before we had our first.
Yeah.
Look, I'll stay hopeful. There's still half an hour. There's nothing to lose now. Just go for it, and hopefully Lucas or Bergwijn can draw a red card out of Jorginho or Silva. See if that can change things up. I don't know, but it's as much as the referee was, I think, wrong for the red card, and as much as I know it's like, I don't think that he's been. I mean, he's been bad, but like on the key moments, it was bad defending once again. Devastated.
Moon boots up wide to Skip.
Come on, Lucas. Oh.
Forcing it.
Continues where he did against Leicester.
How do you see us getting back into the game, boys? Any positive ideas?
Yeah,
Just need to find a way to actually get hold of the ball now. That's actually the problem, is that 2-0 down, you actually need to find a way to get hold of the ball. And when you go 2-0 down like this, it really does hurt kind of the way that you're trying to play, because earlier before we were probably fine without the ball and, picking our moments. But now you can't. You have to actually keep possession now.
Referee, you're giving a free kick after
Oh, my God. This guy, seriously. What? There's no way here.
What are you talking?
Do you know what? I'm not even going to comment on him anymore.
No, that was...
This guy has eyes on the back of his head for any Chelsea player that goes down. Like he must have like
when you see the replay though, that is a free kick. If it was on the other foot, you'd be furious.
I just feel like these are things that we see every game though that don't get called. A lot of these I never see these get called.
The problem is he's not giving them when they're on the other foot. He's letting them kick the shit out of us. 3 of them coming in, sandwiching players at time. Not giving a thing. And as soon as you fucking blow on one of them, it's like, sorry, is my breath bad? Did I have garlic last night or something? They go down. It's absolutely ridiculous. Do you know what? I'm not even going to speak about him anymore because he pissed me off. Look, yeah, we defended poor and stuff. But my point is that goal that should have been given, if that's given, it's a complete different game this half. Complete different game. And then all the other little decisions, he's taking the sting out of it. He gives us them free kicks that he should be giving us. We're up in their half for longer periods, but it's not happening. But he's giving them to Chelsea, and he's letting them put balls into a box like that. It's fucking ridiculous refereeing in standard of Premier League. I mean, like I said, that Harry Kane one, people can tell me I'm wrong all I want. If Harry Kane goes down...
I agree with that. I agree with you.
They're not giving a penalty. They are not giving a penalty if he goes down like that in the penalty area. So why are they giving a free kick out? It's fucking robbery. I just like the other one there. The fucking stupid offside rule with the player back on the 6-yard box. Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
With a bit. What on? Who was that? Matt Doherty?
I mean, VAR was supposed to be brought in to fucking stop all the conversations about refereeing decisions and all. If anything, all we ever talk about now is fucking VAR.
Yeah, get rid of VAR. Yeah, I think that it's not fit for purpose. It's not fit for purpose. But then at the same time,
in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know what the solution is. I'm too distressed, too upset to give any kind of.
There is no solution. This game's fucking over.
It's not over. It's not over. Come on. We just need one moment. We need a moment of magic, like what Harry Kane just did a second ago. We need one of those, and then 2-1, and then everything's back in the game, and then the Tottenham fans that are there will be lively as hell. And we've got a chance. 3-0 down, it's game over. 2-0 with 27 minutes plus injury time. We've still got half an hour to play. Half an hour. Tottenham are capable of bringing up some magic. I know we haven't got. I know like the odds are stacked against us, but we've got to remain positive, boys.
It's fucking 13 men against 11 out there. Chelsea's 11, referee, and the VAR rule. I mean, they literally spent like 2 minutes looking at the Matt Doherty challenge and spent all of about 30 seconds looking at the Harry Kane Thiago Silva one.
Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, what a
Jesus.
challenge. What a challenge. That's a fucking... Sometimes you got to just take your hat off. What an absolute worldly sliding challenge by Kovacic then.
Same with the Ziyech goal. Just kind of ridiculous quality.
Here he is again, cutting through. Oh, Sancho, well done. Get the ball. Now play it, play it, play it.
Harry Winks, please.
Oh, great turn. Oliver Skip.
Wow.
Amazing
Oh,
turn. Put him through. Oh, it's a weak one. Oh.
Actually, well done to Skippy, though, there. Well done to Skippy,
off,
though, there.
referee!
That was a hospital pass. That was a hospital pass into Skippy there. Because he shouldn't have to receive it in that sort of way. Harry Winks is supposed to pick out a pass there. He is supposed to pick out a pass.
Hudson-Odoi crosses, comes in. Sanchez clears.
Right
Chance again, but that's it, Hugo, this time.
Right back to him. Right back to him. I mean, there's every other area on the pitch he could have put it to, and he heads it straight to his feet.
Build, Tottenham. Build. Build, Tottenham. What sort of fucking pass is that? For fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. Eric Dyer, Harry Winks, what are you doing? Communicate. That is so fucking stupid. It's not even funny. What was that? Is that Harry Winks' first touch?
Harry Winks
touch of a rapist.
On the ball there. The pass actually wasn't that bad. Just Harry Winks thinks he has about 10 years on the ball and with 2 down.
He was actually running away from it. No, Dave, he was actually running away from it, even though he's supposed to be the person picking up the ball and actually demanding the ball. He should be demanding the ball to get things going, but he's running away from it.
Lucas has been shite since he's come on. He's already given away 2 or 3 passes. What's he blowing for now? Oh, I mean, what? Eric Dyer rubbed his head, pat him on the head. Fuck me.
Fucking focus on the game, Eric Dyer. Focus on the game.
I mean, he's getting frustrated with the referee like we are. I mean, there's another assault on the edge of the box. Don't tell me VAR's going to look for a penalty here now.
No, Tottenham get one, apparently. Not in a position where it matters. Oh, Jesus Christ. When you look at that, that's a lot of holding. That's a rugby tackle from Oliver Skip.
They're going to give him a penalty. They're going to give him a penalty.
That's a rugby tackle.
Watch.
Tottenham got the free kick. Play on. Play on. Kept the game going again. Okay.
I mean, if VAR was actually doing its job, it actually would have given them a penalty there.
Yeah, you'd be furious if the boot was on the other foot then, wouldn't we? You know? Jesus Christ. Come on, Tottenham. Harry Kane. 66 minutes in. It's the Devil's minute. Come on, let's get something going.
Is that blood on Skip's jersey?
I believe it is.
Love it. If you can't win the game, take some blood.
Oh, my God. What a ball.
What a
What a
ball.
ball. Hugo Lloris, get out there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Doherty gets in the way. Oh, well done, Matt Doherty. Well done.
This guy
Oh, no.
worse.
What the fuck? How much space? Oh my good God. I want to start playing clown music.
that way against Leicester.
Come on, Tottenham.
Look, Steve, I didn't say Lucas was shite. I said he's been shite since he's come on. If you're blind to the 2 or 3 misplaced passes, but then, I don't know. I'm just saying he's been shite since he's come on. I didn't say he's shite.
He's definitely been. His form has dropped the last 2 games. He's been amazing for 2
there it is
years.
again.
18
What
months.
is that?
That's another
Fuck
giveaway.
me. No, but he's class.
He's been amazing. Oh,
Well done. Oh.
Unlucky, mate. He's been amazing the last 18 months, but
No, yes.
we
But
give him
I'm not- no, the
credit
thing
where
is-
it's due, but then criticise where it's due. The last game and a half, he's been poor. Oh shit! Lukaku, what a save! Lloris keeps us in the game.
That's way too easy. All he done was spin him there. That's way too
Now
easy.
break. Go on,
nice
Stephen
pass.
Bergwijn. Stephen Bergwijn, do something, mate. Oh, magical! Magical!
Beautiful.
Break in.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Lucas, make that run. Lucas.
Chance! Shot! Oh, what is that?
Am I crazy? Does Lucas need to run down the flank there?
Yeah.
Is that
He
me,
needs to
Dave?
demand
Am I
that
crazy
pass.
there?
He
He's
has
got all
to
the
demand
time
that
in the world
pass.
to actually run down the flanks here.
That's way too easy on Davinson Sanchez, though.
Oh, Sanchez, you can't. I mean, oh, Jesus Christ, you've been turned on a sixpence, bro. You've been turned on a sixpence. He's not even that good at turning. Sanchez, for fuck's sake, mate. And what happened? Was it Lukaku who got all the way back to defend against Doherty? Either way, here's Tottenham's corner. 69 minutes late. Need something soon if we're going to get into the game. Need something now. Second corner of the game. It's a terrible corner. It's a terrible corner. Can't even get past the first man. Who took it?
Harry Winks.
Harry Winks.
I just don't get it anymore with corners. Like how many times have I seen we hit the first man more often than we even hit like anywhere else on a corner. I mean, we might as well just play it short every time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we just need to play it short every time because it
Just
seems
do
like
two
no
men.
one's capable
Yeah,
of
two men
taking a corner.
corners. Two men corners every time. See what happens. Bergwijn. Oh, Bergwijn's got no support. Fucking hell.
That's a hospitable ball by Davies as well. I mean, he's up against two people. We're asking an awful lot. Well done. Let's go pressure.
Well done, Stevie Bergwijn.
Oh my God, Ben Davies, boy.
Oh, now
please.
we're in trouble. Now we're in big trouble.
There you
Well
go,
done,
Davies.
Sanchez. Get out of each other's way. Get out of each other's way. Come on, Harry Winks. Do something properly, mate. Do something. Referee!
Ref?
Yellow card, please, ref.
Oh my God.
Oh, no yellow card? No yellow card? Of course not.
Fidgeting
Fuck off.
versus Pocket. No, he actually was fidgeting versus Pocket. Then he realized he'd be carding a blue shirt, which he's not allowed to do, I guess. So that's what it actually was.
Harry Winks.
I'm
Oh,
fidgeting for his back pocket, but he seemed to have forgot his cards at home for the Chelsea players.
that's
Even
insane.
Mason out
You
there,
literally...
stop.
It doesn't matter where you break the player down. It doesn't have to be in the Chelsea half. If Tottenham if we gather the ball and we've got a break on and they tap you, it doesn't matter whether it's on the fucking 6-yard box. It's still a yellow card, referee. It's a deliberate foul. Fucking read the fucking rule book, you prick.
Even then, we go to take a quick one. The Mason Mount is all over Harry Winks. You know what I mean? Like, where's the referee standing in there and saying, "Look, you know, I'm not standing for any of this shithousery." You know?
This is when Harry Winks needs to pick up passes.
Harry Winks looks right. Looks deep right. Here's Oliver Skip. Matt Doherty. Looks back. Here's Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura that can turn and finds Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Or Højbjerg. This is better. Ben Davies back to Sanchez. We're playing keep ball like we're 2-0 up. We're 2-0 down. Long ball. Oh, it's a good header clear.
That was a good idea. Nearly with execution.
Oh, that was class, but Tottenham get it. Here's
Yes.
Steven Bergwijn. Looks to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Chance! Chance!
Oh, Doherty, slide, man, slide!
It was class. It was a good
What a
movement.
goal.
I think just Doherty just needs to be quicker there or something. He just needs to be
You
quicker
just got
there.
slide, Jack.
It was a smidgen over hit. It was a smidgen over hit.
That's a ridiculous pass. That's ridiculous vision.
Look at Doherty calling for it as well.
he's
That was
way
good
on it,
vision.
man.
That was good vision from Doherty.
If he stayed, he would have got a boot on that.
That would have been a ridiculous pass.
Oh,
if he
guess who's
actually
coming
picked that
off?
out.
Guess who's coming on?
Kante.
Jorginho's off. It's the yellow card option on. Kante's on. I don't know
Yeah,
what.
you're just gonna have him in the midfield, just start winning a few battles in there.
Dara saying 2 players will not make the difference. Wake up, Levy. I feel like I felt this way a long time, Dara. It needs to be 2 players for. I feel like there not to be riots. I think there needs to be 2 players signed. But I feel like what we probably, if we were being honest, if we could compete for top 4 this season, it needs to be 3 players in order to compete for top 4. At least it could be plenty more than that. I think we all know we probably need 4, 5, 6 signings maybe to be fair. But 3 signings, I think you can compete for top 4. 2 signings, basically, that's the difference between there being riots. I would probably say, Dara, but pick yourself up, my man.
I don't want everyone to start like, you know, I don't want everyone to pivot from like ultimate highs against Leicester to ultimate lows today. We don't need to be able to beat Chelsea to finish top 4. Right? Chelsea are a top team, you know. So
Oh no, I said this much.
everyone knew before the game that it was going to be
Yeah,
super
Dave was
tough to
saying
get a
that.
result today, right? We were all hoping for a draw, Dreamworld win, super high, positive after what happened on Wednesday. You don't want to play after a game like Leicester. You don't want to have to play Chelsea next, especially on the bogey ground, right? So I hope
Why is the referee
everyone's
talking to the third? Why
No,
is
look,
referee?
I was saying this before the game, and I made a point of saying it because, look, you know, if we lose today, yeah, be upset, be angry, whatever, you know, get it out the system. But let's not go into complete meltdown. I mean, the top four was never hinging on this game. You know, it never was. We can still get top four. We just roll on, pick ourselves up from this game. I mean,
Well done, Hoybier.
you can take the first half as a lot of positives, you know, but ultimately, I mean, look, we can pick holes with Tanganga, we can pick holes with Sanchez, and maybe a few other players out there today. But ultimately, the referees cost us this game. And I'm going to keep saying it. For me, I don't want to sit there and put blame on any players. Yeah, in moments we could have done better. You know, Tanganga should have probably done better with Hudson-Odoi and stuff like that. But ultimately, you know, the referee is giving them everything. All the times we got kicked up in their half. If he gives them free kicks, we're camped in their half longer. It becomes a different game.
Yeah.
He gives that goal. They have to come out in the second half with something completely different. It completely changes the game. You know, it gives us something to hold on to. All these little things changes the game. Him giving them all the free kicks, you know, it helps them stay in our half longer. It gives them free shots to put the ball into the box with the players they have on deliveries and some of the players they have that can get headers. It completely changes the game. His decisions have affected this game today, 100%. And for me, he's been the main culprit to this loss.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think the majority, just to play devil's advocate, I think the majority of the free kicks that I've seen, what I was angry with at the point of it happening, and then watched them back on replay, they did look like free kicks. The goal I don't agree with. I agree with you on that one, Dave. I think the goal was a bullshit call. Which is
do you get my point where I'm saying?
No, I do. I do.
One team, you should be giving them for another team.
100%.
You're going to let them kick around Harry Kane and Steven Bergwijn, but then as soon as fucking Ziyech gets breathed on, he's going down like he's been shot from a sniper.
I do get your point. I do take your point. And the most important decision of all was the goal, right? And that's the biggest game changer. And I think it was a wrong decision. So I feel I'm with you, man. The referee's been too much of an influence in the game. The referee should be there just to make the right decisions, but he hasn't. Yeah. He's made. Oh, well done, Hugo.
Well done, Hugo. How quickly he saw the danger.
I think Ben Davies. Wow,
Ben Davies making Azpilicueta look like prime coffee there.
Ben Davies has been fucking terrible today.
But he can't play left back.
Yeah, he can't play left back. He can't play.
We know this about him. We know this about him, right? So
he's super niche. He's just
super.
Only plays well at left-sided center back.
Yeah. So the fact that this is a thing to contemplate after the game for the review, but the fact that Oliver Skipp is fit enough to play 45 minutes, was he fit enough to play the 90? And if he was, then why did we go with this weird formation that we went with?
For me, look, I think we went with the formation solely to stay in the game till half-time. You look at the Carabao Cup games, we didn't want to over inside the first 20 minutes. You know, and we achieved that.
Referee!
We didn't come out in the second half with the same intensity. You know, we should have came out in the second half with the right intensity, right mentality, and we didn't. That's on us. That's cost us. But in terms of the first half team selection, I can understand it. The only one I maybe would have said is maybe Lucas for Session. But again, I understand the Session selection because it's purely to help out Ben Davies. You know, and it's kind of like he's already gone with different formations against Chelsea, haven't got any results, so he has to try something. You know,
I can't believe that Bergwijn just gets thrown into an advertising board for the second time, and again, it's a throw into Chelsea.
This one is a hard one to take. This is a hard one to take, boys.
Do you feel like I feel like that what's really unfortunate is the effort's actually been there, I feel like, for this one. Compared to the first leg, I feel like the first leg we really were passengers against Chelsea away. But this one, it seems like they really did go for it. And they actually did seem to have a plan in mind and, you know, some sort of, you know, kind of idea about what they're trying to do. But it's just, we have been beaten in quality, I feel like. But we've also just been, we've been unfortunate. And I would say maybe like Sean said, David even said this before, we can't read too much into this result, and we shouldn't, because this is a really difficult team to come up against. I think the top three, if you ask me, the top three, I think is well solidified. As much as Chelsea might be out of form, I think they're still going to get third. I think that
Easy peasy,
it's not going to be too hard for them to secure third. So we do have to think it is a battle for top four. And there are teams that are, maybe I don't want to put this all on Arsenal or something, but there are teams that just dropped, a point to Burnley at home. So you could look at it in different ways. And I also would say, like, in the first half, the chances were not really there for Chelsea in the first half.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think Lukaku, maybe if he just had a bit more quality, but it's not really our fault that he's missing, those sort of chances. So I feel like we do have to be honest with ourselves. It's just been maybe a poor second half, but the first half, I think Conte got everything right.
And to be fair, I mean, you look at the first goal. It's an absolute worldly finish. How often does that go in?
No, but Dave, that's what I put on Stats with Jack at one stage, where I was just like, this is one of the threats. It's just Ziyech having a worldy from outside the box.
Finish. It is a worldly finish, but it didn't
even
have
the
to
animation
be a
I did was him shooting it from that sort of position, and it's just, he's capable of it. You just know he is. And it's something that it was kind of one of those threats that I highlighted that I didn't even say we could do a lot about. It's just something that we just have to be aware of that, can technically happen, and it did, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I just also think that the like Hudson-Odoi was beaten too easily by Tanganga, but then also there was four Tottenham men in the box, and none of them decided to get close to Ziyech. Right, he had all the time. He had like 3 or 4 seconds to trap the ball, put it three. Oh no, here we go again. Put it 3 feet to his left, and have the crack. And there was no one within like. It's like allowing, I don't know, whoever the free throw pointer guy is, the best in the world at doing that. No one's even on the edge of the 3-point yard zone, if that's even a thing. Like you got to put the pressure on the guy. Referee, yellow card, please, referee. Give the guy a yellow card. If that's not a yellow card, I don't know what is.
Honestly, may as well just use us.
It's not a yellow card. It's not. Is that not a yellow card? Are you fucker? Referee.
2 challenges, 3 challenges.
Give one of them a yellow card. What the fuck is this?
How many more bites of the cherry did I need?
Oh, wow. That is unexplainable.
It's insane.
That's unexplainable. That's an unexplainable pass, Doherty. Well done.
Well done.
Here we go. Well done.
Oliver Skip on the right-hand side. Oliver Skip is chasing it on. Chance comes in. Cross. Cleared. Well on Eric Dyer. And again, Eric Dyer. Well done, Eric Dyer.
What I have to say is, what I'm pleased to take away from this is at least we're still fighting. We're not just accepting it. At least we're still looking to try and go and get back into the game. And I think that is a huge plus you can take from this. Look, the golfing quality is always there. I mean, you look at Ziyech, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Do we have wingers of that ability, with that technical ability? No, we probably don't. You look at their midfielders, technically, they're better than our midfielders. The Thiago Silva's won everything. Rudiger, we know how good he can be. Look, it's a tough one to take, but let's just not fucking go in uproar about it. I mean, you look at the situation, you still look at it and you would say 2 signings would help Conte. It gives him another 2 options off the bench. Or another 2 options in the starting lineup. Another 2 options would help, but there have to be options. There have to be options that are ready to play. But
I agree.
Again, let's not go into Levy meltdown on this one either.
Just
take it for what it is. We've been humbled today. It is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, rap. I mean, that's assault in some countries. See, how is that not even? He actually just swung at Steven and then threw him to the ground as well after that. And the referee's just that. Oh my God, this is actually to see a yellow card be branded towards one of these would be nice. Actually, ref, at some stage, it would be nice just to know that you've actually remembered your yellow cards for the second half. God, see, just touch every time. Here we go. Come on, Harry.
Lucas Moura on the right-hand side.
Doherty. Okay, that's 2 or 3 times in a row now. That's 2 or 3 times in a row.
Where's he even putting that to? He hasn't even looked up. He's just hit it inside. I mean, just wrap your
Well
foot
done,
around it and
Harry.
put it into the box. Put it into the danger area.
Well done, Harry Winks.
Come on, Tottenham. Move forward. Harry Winks, what are you walking? Why are you sat back, Harry Winks?
No,
Move
that's where he
forward.
wants to be.
Here we go.
That's where he
Here we
wants
go.
to be.
Chance!
Oh, great pass, Harry Kane. Great pass from Harry Kane there. It's a difficult skill to be able to make clean contact there, but certainly left something to be desired there from Steven Bergwijn for sure.
I just have to spend a quick split second to correct an analogy. Sem Mehmet. The guy in the comment, my mum does. I don't live with my mum. This is my house. She lives with me. She's an old lady. she's come home to live with me. So it's not how it seems, mate. I'm doing a good deed. Just wanted to make sure everyone's aware that I'm not.
Well, the thing is, you should be commended for that, you know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so she's that old and sick, so I took her in rather than me still being at home at my age. But I appreciate the concern, bro. Anyway.
William Kelly saying the lack of quality, that's all it is. We sign anyone yet. I do feel like it has come down to that at the end of the day. I feel like we've made mistakes in the second half that I know we shouldn't have, but at the end of the day, it does come down to a lot of lack of quality. And it's just maybe all the more reason why we need to be able to sign some come this window and as well as the summer window, William Kelly. I couldn't agree more. But Dave, I mean, do you feel like that's part of the reason as well, though? We just don't really have the quality sometimes to compete with a team like this.
Come on, Lucas.
No, 100%. Look, you know, we gave it a good fight. We kept it tight and stuff like that. We had a good first half, but their technical ability is what would you say has gone and won this game. That's why they've been able to keep the ball for long periods as well, because all their players have good technical ability. You look at their midfielders who they started with: Jorginho, Kovacic, two technically gifted players. Ziyech, technically gifted. Hudson-Odoi, as much as I don't really rate him, you know, the guy has techers. He's got good skills. Look what he done to Tanganga. You know, look, it comes down to quality at the end of the day. What you can't question tonight is our...
Chance! Oh, no!
Oh, what a save. What a save. Is that going to... He's going down injured.
Oh, he jammed his pinky.
What a save.
What
a save. But yeah, Jack, it's what it comes down to at the end of the day is the quality. I mean, at times we've tried to put passing moves together. Our passing just hasn't been there in this second half, you know.
No, it hasn't. You're right.
A lot of misplaced passes. It's what it's come down to at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's sad, but I mean, we're at where we're at right now. Hopefully we can get in a couple of bodies, help this situation till the summer, and then go big again in the summer. It's all you can do right now, you know.
It's not going to take. Like, I totally take the point about we need bodies in, but to beat Chelsea's a different caliber than to finish above Man United, Arsenal, West Ham, Chelsea.
If you want to compete with them teams, you're going to have to replace Ben Davies in the start lineup.
Got to replace the whole team. You need to spend 300-400 million to be able to get a second team that good. To be able to win the league, we need to spend 400 million. To be able to finish fourth, you know, we need to get 2-3 players in. Yeah, well, maybe not. I don't even think that. I think with 3 players in, we'll finish fourth for sure. With 1 player in, we could still do it. We maybe even be able to do it anyway. You know,
we do have to remember. Like you go through some of our starting lineup now, right? Eric Dyer, he's always been mainly a backup. You know,
and
you look at
we're
Ben
now
Davies.
Depending on him. Yeah.
You look at Ben Davies. I mean, we bought in Reguilon because we needed him. Danny Rose was usually the first choice left back. You look at Davinson Sanchez, couldn't get in ahead of Toby and Jan Vertonghen. You know, Harry Winks was always back up until when Yama and Dembele's knees went. You know, you look at a lot, Lucas Moura, you know, 9 times out of 10, he was a substitution under Pochettino. You know, you look at half of that squad out there, a lot of them have been backups. Throughout their Spurs career, you're asking a lot for them to come in and be able to go in and compete with you in a game against Chelsea like this, you know? You have to be realistic. Half of that squad have usually been used as backups. And we're just at where we're at right now. Sad statement, but it's truth.
Yeah. William Kelly here saying, Dave, 20 years of this. I think we all know what he means. You get used to it. To be fair, actually, this is kind of what I've to a degree kind of grown up with as Spurs fans, or as a Spurs fan, William Kelly. And now I'm kind of seeing my first ever kind of drop, from great heights, ever since the Champions League final. This is kind of my drop in form, or kind of my drop in stature, for Spurs. So I've only been a fan for so long. I'm not as seasoned as you are when it comes to it, but I would tell you, I mean, just the investment just needs to be there in order for something to change around here, William Kelly.
What I will say is you could use this game to put a bit of pressure on the owners to be able to get in a couple of bodies this window.
Yeah.
That's what Lucas Moura.
And I just want to say, if anyone thinks that I'm going to sit here and tear into players after the game, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to do it on today's game. It is what it is. We'll talk, like me personally, I'll talk about, stuff that's happened in the game and maybe give my comments on little things, but I'm not going to sit here and berate any of these players today. I mean, it is what it is, but you can use this game to put a bit of pressure on the owners, maybe to maybe do an extra piece of business that they might not have done beforehand.
No, I completely agree, Dave. We called this a free hit. I thought we did well in the first 45, and we just didn't show up for the second 45. And
especially,
am I going to really berate into the players like you said for it? No, because at the end of the day, we don't have the quality. We have to sometimes be realistic, where you don't even have the quality to be able to beat them in terms of a quality of football kind of level. If you can't beat them with that, then you're just going to have to rely on a lot of things going well for you. And, a lot of things didn't go well for us. We didn't get lucky on a lot of things. And that's sometimes also the thing we have to realize. We had to get a bit lucky, I think, as well, in order to maybe get something out of this game. And we just simply didn't. And I think that's also just a bit unfortunate. But I think you're right, Dave. If this is a sort of fixture and performance that you feel like we would berate the players for, I don't really feel like we can, because at the end of the day, I feel like they did show a bit of fight. They have shown a bit of passion. They have shown that they are showing a lot of organization. They do look like they are fighting for Conte. They are trying, their best out there. They just don't really have the quality to really get anything out of it.
Yeah. And look, don't get me wrong. I mean, we can pick holes. We can give our judgment on things, but I just don't think I'm not going to sit here and berate them. I mean, I was happy with the first half performance. Second half performance, it is what it is. We went 2 down quickly. We tried to recover, just like Jack, like we all keep saying. It's just been the quality.
To be fair, I do feel there's a couple of people that deserve, to be called out. I think Ben Davies was just looking.
Yeah, there have been some poor performances.
I get
would
that.
say.
You know what? I get that with Ben Davies, Sean. But do you not think we knew he wasn't good at left back. That's why a lot of us were calling, especially me, was calling for him to be sold, because he's just not a left back.
Yeah, I know.
But
I'm not calling for anyone to
be
sold.
I get that, but it's like what you were saying earlier on with Tanganga. We can criticize him, but we were in the pre-match build-up. You were saying he was played out of position.
Yeah. True.
That with Ben Davies today.
I know.
He's not left back.
So we have to keep certain things in context, right? One of the things to keep in context is we're playing against a team that are just, they're better than us in most positions on the pitch. They're better than us, and then when their first team players in those positions aren't ready, their second team players, their second choice 11 are also better than us, right? So you just have to call a spade and go, we're beaten by a team that are just better than us all over the park for the most part. With the exception of maybe Harry Kane or whatever else, but in all sincerity, you have to keep things in mind when you criticize and say it wasn't. We did okay, we did well. It's not the end of the world. We're going into the international break. By the time that's done, we're going to have certain players back. We're going to have a better chance. Hopefully, we're going to have a couple of players come in. It's a disappointing way to finish the mini break the mini period before the break. But if we are going to critique, keeping in mind the various things you said, that some players are not being played in their best position today, and we're trialing a whole new performance, a whole new strategy, a whole new formation, all of those things considered, we still have to obviously say, well, where were the weaker performances? Where were the glimmers of light, and where were the glimmers of shadow? And,
100%.
And there's a couple of people that you should probably, we should probably kind of go, well, when.
No, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean by picking holes. Maybe I just phrased it wrong, but of course, I'll talk about that, but I'm not going to sit here and just, drag on them.
Yeah, I agree. But for Ziyech's goal, I don't care what formation you're playing, when there's 5 people in the box and he's just outside the box and none of them move forward, I don't care whether they're playing in position or out of position, they all should know you don't give that guy, a yard, 2 yards of space, which is what we did.
Yeah.
So every one of them should know, regardless of the formation, to get closer to him, to get tighter to them, and that put the game to bed. So
100%, 100%. Look, you have 2 options when ZH picks the ball up there. Either the centre midfielder, you look at him, where is he? Or you look at Ben Davies, where is he?
Yep. And I look back again at the second goal, that the header from Thiago Silva, and it looked like it was Ben Davies that lost his man. We'll see it again after the game, but it looked like it was Ben Davies that had him. He was man to cover, and he lost him. So
yeah.
Again, I take your point. Like, it's not a game to be throwing mud all over the park necessarily, but just pointing things out that I've noticed.
No, 100%, and like I agree with that. I mean, look, you look at Tanganga. Yeah, on the goal where Hudson, the first goal, Hudson Odoi skinned him. I mean,
well done, Højbjerg.
Well done, Højbjerg.
You're sitting there, you're saying, yeah, 100%. I mean, that shouldn't be happening. All he has to do is get behind it, shepherd him, and show him backwards. Shouldn't be happening. That was poor. I mean, you look at our passing today. Our passing hasn't been the best. It's been a lot of loose passes, sloppy passes, under-hit passes, over-hit passes. That's been poor, and that's probably also resulted in the 2-0 loss. Because if you keep the ball, then it's a different game for the opposition because they're having to work to get it, rather than you're just giving it to them.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And Chelsea just are our bogey team, aren't they? Like, we just as much as we want to find a reason to be positive in the pump up, sometimes you just have to realise that you're playing against a team that you haven't scored more than 6 points against in the last. I don't know how many points were available against them at their place, but we haven't done anything for a long time. So
no, it was always going to be a tough ask today. Always going to be a tough ask. But look, in these games, when you come out with a victory, you need the rub of the green. You need the referee decisions to go with you, and they haven't today. They haven't. But there you have it, guys. It's game over. It is Chelsea 2, Tottenham 0. That's a tough one to take. It's a hard one to accept. I mean, I'm absolutely gutted. Don't get me wrong. I am absolutely gutted.
Yeah.
It stings. It hurts. I'm emotional. It's upsetting. Plenty of good things you can take from it. Like when you lose, try and pick positives where you can. We never gave up. Certain players out there were still battling, still trying to go to get that goal, to try and get back into the game. First half, big positive in my opinion. Kept Chelsea very, very quiet. But look, ultimately, you'd probably say masters of our own downfall again. Silly mistakes has cost us.
Yeah.
Look, this game was never ever going to decide top 4. Never was. We're still well in within that top 4 race. And I said before the game, and I'm going to maintain it now after the game. Look, there's no point in sitting here going absolutely apoplectic, going mad, everything else. It was always going to be a tough ask. And look, you just have to dust yourself down, build yourself, pick yourself back up and go again after the international break.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there, Dave. Jerome, all I got to say is we just don't. I think that's now the 6th game or something in a row. I believe we've gone scoreless against Chelsea, which I think is a club history. Now that's like a record, I think, in terms of our club's history. It's a very shameful kind of, record. But at least it was better than the first leg. Maybe that's not very high expectations. But it just felt like, we still were kind of going for it. We still were trying our best. And at the end of the day, when the players don't really have the quality to compete with this sort of team of Chelsea's, then I can't really ask too much of them after that. I think we all then just kind of look upwards and kind of see why don't we have the quality to be able to compete with Chelsea is maybe then our second question. But when you kind of just look at the effort out there, it's just, I feel like it was there. It just wasn't really quality enough. William Kelly saying, I'm off to bed, boys, 4:30 a.m. here, up for work at 5:30 a.m.
Oh, fucking hell,
Ridiculous.
William. Jesus
Fair play,
Christ.
William. Fair play, my man. And look,
Sorry it didn't happen, mate. Sorry it didn't happen.
Tell Luke I
today.
said hi as well, my man. Tell Luke I said hi. Yeah, look, go and get some rest, my man. Fair play to you for staying up for the whole game. Could have easily went to sleep when we were 2 down. You didn't. You're a true yid, my man. Fair play to you, and go and get that hour's rest.
Big up, Mr. Kelly. Absolute trooper. Absolute trooper he is. CFC Nicola says Kepa has 4 clean sheets versus you guys. A bit of banter from him. To be fair, I would say we haven't taken advantage of Kepa, and we probably should have. He did actually have 2 good saves, I think, this game. But I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous. We have yet to take advantage of Kepa. I've said he would be a player to target for us, but also at the same time, actually, to be fair, Kepa's actually been in quite good form actually recently, which is kind of kind of interesting for one of the world's most expensive keepers. That was an absolute huge flop. He's actually been quite good recently. I must be honest, but I don't know what to say. I don't. We didn't test him at all. We haven't done anything to him, so it's not really like he really had anything to do this match. But lads, I just don't really know what we really expect. I think it could have been an entirely different game had maybe Thiago Silva had, if he didn't get that dive call, if he didn't get that call that went towards him. Do you feel like it could have been a different game, or do you feel like it still would have ended out the same?
No, 100% it's a different game because they start panicking, Jack. They start panicking. Look, whether it would have affected the second half or not, but we still would have had 1 goal. We would have had something to build on in the second half. They would have been a bit nervy as well, knowing that they were only 1 goal ahead. The fact that they were 2 and coasting, it kind of just coasted them through the game. Look, that was a big game changer. And I said to everybody out there, I mean, just ask yourself, if that was Harry Kane that went down like that, would the referee give the penalty? The answer is no. So if the answer is no there, then it's not a free kick for Thiago Silva. What he done is he came from behind Harry Kane because he got caught napping. He sprinted, he overran, he knew he overran, he went down. And the fact that they gave it to him, I mean, it's one of the softest things I've seen. But look, I'm not surprised. I say it with VAR. You look at the United goal they given yesterday. You look at the Harry Kane one that was chalked offside because of his fucking arm or whatever it was. You look at that stupid rule against Chelsea in the other Carabao Cup game. Look, VAR just doesn't like us right now either. It's a complete game change. But not only that, the referee, Jack. I mean, I get it. Some of the free kicks he called against Tottenham were free kicks. But then just call them up the other end. Because all he's doing by giving them just completely to Chelsea, all he's doing is just letting them keep sustaining pressure in our half and relieving pressure up the other end. He completely had a massive sway on how this game ended up panning out. Now, don't get me wrong. Look, Chelsea's quality shone through. You look at the strike by Ziyech, world class. I mean, unbelievable. You look at the like the build up to it, Tanganga poor defending. You look at the second goal. Look, ultimately it probably was a free kick, stupid free kick, I suppose, given away by Eric Dyer. But you have a chance to recover, and you don't do that. Look, the referee had a massive sway, but look, you can't overlook maybe our passing as well. Our passing was poor.
Yeah,
I couldn't string 2-3 passes together at times. Doherty there a couple of times in the second half, absolutely woeful, passing it inside straight into Chelsea. If you can't keep the ball, you can't sustain pressure either. So look, it's a combination of both. It's a combination of us and the referee. If you go to a place like this where notoriously we don't get the rub of the green, with a squad that half of them have always been backup players under most managers, or we're always under backup players when we had players of quality. And since they've gone, these guys have found themselves in the team, stepped in. Look, they've done a job. They'll continue to do a job. But are they good enough to get to where us fans want to get to?
I think they're good enough to get the top 4, Dave, right? I think that the team we have right now, regardless of what happens in January, in the next 10 days, I still think the team we have right now are good enough for top 4. Because I think that Arsenal are shit or as bad as good. Go to the next level? Absolutely not. Yeah. Like Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City are miles. They are miles above us week in, week out. When a team smashes them or when a team beats them, it's like it's everyone's FA Cup final for the team that does it. For Tottenham to compete at that level, we need more than 2 or 3 players. We need like 10, 11, 12 players to join the squad, And
that's what I'm saying. Like me, where I ultimately want to be is challenging. I want trophies, And in order to do that, you're going to have to buy players. You have to be honest and look at this squad. Yes, this squad is going to have enough, or will have enough to challenge for the top 4. My heart tells me we will get top 4. That's just a positive Spurs fan in me.
No, same.
But it's also an indictment as well because you look at it. United, they haven't been great. You look at Arsenal, like the thing is, a lot of the teams around the top four, it's like nobody wants it. You look at West Ham, they're up and down. You know what I mean? It kind of.
I think that's what it's going to come down
How-
to, though, is who's going to be which team, though, Dave, is going to be beating the top three. Which one of these teams that are challenging for top four, which one is going to be the one to take points away from the top three? It seems like nobody is.
But
Nobody
that's not going to be the
but-
difference, Jack, though, is it? The difference is going to be who beats. How do we do against West Ham? How do we do against Man United? How do they do against us? And then how do we do against Brighton? How do we do against Wolves? How do we do against those teams? Everton, Aston Villa. When we play that's what's going to decide top four. It's not going to be like how does West Ham do against Liverpool in a couple of weeks. No, that shit's irrelevant.
It's about how we do against the rest.
Again, how we do against the rest, how they do against us, and how we do against the teams that are like from 7th to 11th.
Basically, what we need
That's
to
what's
be
gonna
is
decide.
the best of the rest. That's what we need to be, the best of the
We
rest.
just need to play well against the teams that we're basically competing with for that spot. Maybe, I guess we can't punch up. We just have to try to punch down. And punch down well, I guess, is what it needs to be. Jerome is saying we played them 4 times, boys, 4 times, and we could still not give them a proper challenge. Same lethargic game, no conviction whatsoever. I don't know. Like, again, I know it wasn't a satisfying performance in any way, but we do kind of just get pushed over by Chelsea quite easily. And I think a lot of it has to do with just them having a lot more quality for me, Jerome, though.
I mean, look, you look at the first game, we lost to them 3-0 at the start of the season. We were in that game. They made a couple of changes at halftime. They took the game away from us because they have the players to be able to make changes when things aren't probably going.
And a good manager.
And you're talking about quality players, loads of different options as well, a variety of options to change the game, whatever you want. Again, you look at the Carabao Cup ties. Look, as much as the first game was our own downfall, you know, if you had better quality defenders there, would you be making them mistakes? Probably not. But then you look at the second game. Again, now look, that one, I don't know why Galini started ahead of Lloris. If Lloris was in, that goal probably doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And then you look at today's game. It just comes down to quality. They have good technicians on the football. They have players that the first touch is quality, no matter whether it's a lofted ball in behind, whether it's pinged at them or whatever. Their first touch is perfect. You know, then they follow up by looking to be positive. They have the technique to be able to skin a player, pass it back inside, pass it first time if they need to. Ours, it's kind of like one time it works, the next time it doesn't. Poor control, sloppy passing, overhit, underhit. You barely seen that from Chelsea today. Everything was crisp. Touches were class. You know, the passes were crisp. You know, I think one mishit pass, and that was from Callum Hudson-Odoi. You know, where he absolutely wafted off the other side of the pitch out for a throw-in. And that's what it comes down to. It comes down to quality at the end of the day. That's what these games have been decided on. Today, you cannot pick out our fight, our spirit. We didn't cave in. We didn't sit back and accepted it. We tried to go at them. We tried to get a goal, tried to find a way back into the game. It didn't happen. But why didn't it happen? Because when we did get into the final charge, you had likes of Matt Doherty's giving away the ball. Lucas came off the bench. How many sloppy passes did he give away? You know what I mean? It comes down to that bit of quality. When Chelsea were in our final third, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I think Dave. That actually, I think, perfectly synopsizes, or kind of gives you that full synopsis of it. But Jerome, I see where you're coming from, but I think there are a lot of reasons why we couldn't give them a proper challenge, and I think Dave just broke it down there for you. But big yourself up, Jerome. Do really appreciate it. Shane O'Neill saying Chelsea have won 4 of their last 8 games. 3 of those games were against us, and the other was against a non-league side. Pathetic. Chelsea's antibiotic, I guess is what he's saying. I don't know. They just seem to really show up against us, especially at home. I would say maybe it's also, this is the thing. Chelsea will also play well at home. I know Brighton gave them a good game, but from what I saw in that game, the crowd really were behind Brighton in that one. And as well as Brighton do play a very expansive set of football that Chelsea just weren't really ready for. And whereas we kind of went into it a bit timid, we went into it very defensive and just didn't really have the quality to kind of, come out with kind of a snatch and grab. I think it's fine to go for a snatch and grab. I don't really shame, really the players or the manager for it, but we just didn't really have the quality of players to really pull out that sort of snatch and grab sort of style, Shane. But I don't know. Do you feel like, guys, this was a good opportunity to take points away from Chelsea, or Chelsea that bad, or really maybe we forgetting that Chelsea that is that good? What do you think, Sean? Basically, is Chelsea maybe some people are writing
yeah.
off saying Chelsea were actually up for the taking here? Or do you feel like maybe we kind of sometimes forget maybe Chelsea are still a good squad at the end of the day?
They're a fantastic team. They're a fantastic squad. When you've got Conte on the bench as an option to come on, and you know he'd slot into the first 11 of any team in the world,
He's a World Cup winner.
He's a World Cup winner. He's a Champions League winner. This just again, and not just he's a champ. Like the team we played today is the European champions, right? So everyone needs to, just remember it's so disappointing because after what happened on Wednesday, the heroics, everyone immediately, the gut reaction is to think that we can suddenly take on the world and the sky's the limit. The worst team you wanted to play after a game like Leicester was Chelsea away, right? Because it was always going to bring you it's going to be gravity. It's going to bring you back down to ground with a bump very, very quickly. And I think everyone needs to remember that. We all before the game, every one of us in the panel and every one of us in the comments, we were all pulling out our 3-2, 3-1s. Deep down. I think everybody was high on hopium. We were high on hopium today, and we would have taken a draw all day long, but we all knew deep down that a loss was the most likely result. The odds were obviously showing that, and you know what, it happened. And yeah, we can think about what might have been, the refereeing decisions or the goal that should have been, shouldn't have been, the referee giving everything one way. And we should also point out that, and to Dave's point, that the passing in the final third wasn't there and the team selection was odd. And there's a million reasons why we can find fault. But ultimately, I'm not entirely convinced that even if we had our strongest 11 and it was the perfect formation and there was everybody available and Conte could just do exactly what he wanted to do because everyone was 110% fit, I still think that this would have been a likely outcome because Chelsea you have to just hold your hands up and say they've got more talent and more technique and more skill and a better form against us. Like, it was always going to be difficult. So as difficult as it is, Jack, I just think sometimes we just have to kind of go, okay, let's just...
They're good. We have to...
They're a fucking great team. They're a great team, and they beat us on the day. They were the better team today. It's okay. It happens.
Yeah, it's allowed.
I'd rather just write this one down to, standard form, and then focus now on hopefully getting the best squad back, and then whoever next, Brighton in the cup and Southampton in the league. That's what I want to focus on now.
Well said, actually, Sean. To kind of calming me down, I think, from having any sort of tantrum. Dark Sun G saying, when Paul Tierney is ref, nothing goes our way, David. I looked at Transfermarkt. He was the ref for our first home game versus Blues this season. West Ham away, the Carabao Cup final, Liverpool, the 2-2 draw. I don't want him to ref us. He's saying there's a bit of a Paul Tierney kind of a conspiracy from Dark Sun G, which you do love to see, I must say. You do love to see it.
Look, Dark Sun G is a man that shares my frustrations and sees what I see when it comes to this VAR. It's I just can't get over the call. I just can't get over it. Look, people know my thoughts on VAR. For me, it's there to get back the old traditional top 4, top 6, and because they don't want the likes of an Everton breaking into Europe again. They don't want the likes of a West Ham in Europe because it's not the biggest names that sell the Premier League. You look at the United decision yesterday, the goal that was given there, and then you go back to one that was given against Harry Kane during the season, where it was like his fingernail was offside. Look, I don't even want to get into the referees. People know my thoughts on them. Like I said, you can look at decisions and say, oh, he made the right decisions against us in our final, in our defence. Yeah, fair enough, he probably did. But then make them decisions up the other end, which he didn't. He just allowed them to kick Stevie B a number of times in the first half. Allow them to assault Harry Kane at times. It's just, it's ridiculous. No one can sit there, look at the game, look at the decisions that were given, and sit there and tell me he was 50-50. Nobody.
Yeah. Dark Sun G, sounds like a bit of conspiracy, and keep me updated on my man. Really appreciate the big one as well, Dark Sun G. Jerome yet again here, Dave, saying Brighton gave them more of a challenge than us. Brighton. It is 5:30 a.m. and I'm frustrated how we give up against Chelsea. But I would say waking up at that sort of time, you do probably want to see a bit more. You do want to see maybe the boys push a bit harder, and I really could understand that actually, Jerome. The way that Brighton play, I'll be honest, it's a very expansive kind of brand of football that they do play, and they are well drilled, and they are a good team. And they also, I believe, have more draws or something like that than I think almost any other team in the Premier League. So Brighton kind of have given everybody a tough game. They just don't really pull out the 3 points. It seems like they always seem to just kind of draw every team. So that's my kind of thoughts on it, Jerome. I think Brighton play really good, expansive brand of football. They also do, kind of keep their squad quite, small and kind of insular. So they all know how to play with each other. They do have decent quality in their team as well. And so maybe we just have to take that into consideration. Brighton just give everybody a good game. I don't think they really get really battered anywhere. They seem to always have, a close game with people. So I think we just have to take that into consideration. Also, it's a bit more of a free hit for them than it was for us. I don't know. I can't find a way to really, I'm upset that we don't have the quality to kind of go head to head with Chelsea, Jerome, but I'm not going to be upset with maybe some of the effort that I did see. I think the effort that we saw was still quite admirable, Jerome, but I see what you mean. Being up at that time, being up at those sort of hours, I would probably want to see a lot more from my players personally, though.
And don't get me wrong, look, I 100% I know where Jerome is coming from, right? But you can't weigh up football like that. Results, we bet City at the start of the season. Are we better than Man City? Do we have better players than City? No. During the course of the season, these results give and take. You always have teams that take points off another team that, you look at different formations, different systems. Sometimes you just have teams where you just struggle against. You struggle to get a result against. Chelsea is ours. You can't wait. Look, I fully get what you're saying. How is Brighton putting up a challenge we couldn't over, and we've had 4 attempts this season? I fully get that. But you can't weigh up football like that because shocks happen all over the place.
No.
Burnley beat Liverpool last year. Are they better than Liverpool? No way. They got lucky. They put in a solid performance. Other teams didn't take their chances. They got the rub of the green. Today, we didn't get the rub of the green. And a couple of chances, didn't take them. And we conceded at the other end. Look, I'm as furious as everybody else. Don't get me wrong. Don't think I'm not furious. I'm angry like everybody else. But today, it's just about quality. It's like even in them tight areas where you're being pressed on the ball, they have players that can get out of it or they can pass the way out of it. We don't. And that was the biggest difference today, was the quality of being able to pass the ball, the quality in the final third, the quality in tight situations. That was the difference. They had fight, we had fight. Referee gave them more decisions than he gave us. Look, I'm furious like everybody else, but I did say before the game, I'm not going to go into meltdown over this. Our season doesn't hinge on it. I'm fucking disappointed. Yeah, I'm angry. I'm upset. It hurts. My God, it rips me up inside. And people that know me would know this. But look, we were beaten by the better team today. It kills me to say that. I don't even like that expression. But it's the truth. Yeah. We were beaten by the better team. Let's not go into it tearing down everything we have. I mean, if we looked at this squad at the start of the season and the way we were playing under Nuno, and we're sitting here today saying we still have a chance at top 4, you would take it. You would have took it. You know what I mean? And that's the simple fact of the matter.
Yeah.
This game is not going to define top 4 or not. What we do after this game towards the rest of the season will. This one was always going to be a tough game. Chelsea were there for the taking today. Don't get me wrong. They haven't been great, especially in the league. They've been poor. They were there for the taking. But for some reason, we just cannot get over the line against them.
Yeah. Boys, just a bit of context as well. Arsenal today drew 0-0 to Burnley.
At home.
At home. To the team that are bottom of the league.
That's what I tried to say earlier.
That are about to get relegated, that may not even be a football club in 12 months' time because of the ridiculous takeover that they've gone through, right? And we'll talk more about the Burnley takeover on February the 1st because it's a really key core point of my thing. But Burnley are going down. Burnley might not even be in existence because of what's going on with them, but Arsenal can't beat them. So who's had the worst day who's had the worst day today? Tottenham losing 2-0 away at Chelsea where we always lose, or Arsenal dropping 2 points at home to the bottom of the league team.
At home.
Everything's perspective, guys. Arsenal is a team that we are competing with for top four. Chelsea aren't. Chelsea are a team that, they're struggling, but
They're going to sleepwalk into third.
They're definitely going to be there, right? That's exactly, Jack. They're going to sleepwalk in. So today was a day that we all knew. Everyone in the chat, we all knew deep down that today was going to be a really fucking tough day. Yeah. Arsenal woke up this morning going, Chelsea are going to smash Tottenham and we're going to smash Burnley and then we're going to take away those. We're going to get 3 points over them. Blah 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 blah. It hasn't happened for them. So let's just we're not fighting with Chelsea for fourth. We're fighting with Arsenal, United. I don't think we're fighting with West Ham, but you could throw them in there, and there are a couple other teams that maybe are going to emerge or maybe won't. Today's not been that bad of a day when you realise that Arsenal drew to the bottom of the table team that are going to be relegated by April.
And let's remember, this is our first loss in the league under Antonio Conte. We're off the back of an 8-game unbeaten run, or 9-game unbeaten run. It's our first loss in 9 games in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And the first one came against Chelsea.
Relax and calm down a minute. Exactly. It's against a team that,
Chelsea.
The form has dropped. But like you said, Jack, they're going to sleepwalk into third. They're a team that were buoyed by City dropping points yesterday. They were always going to come out here, and have that sense of urgency and that grit between their teeth, knowing that they can close the points on City. They have to capitalize on every mistake. They don't want to be challenging where we are. They want to be challenged where City are. They've spent that money to do that. Today is a tough one. I fucking get it. I get it to every fan out there. It's a tough one. It's a hard one to take. We're not going to sleep tonight. We're angry. It hurts inside. But I'm not going to be the end of the world. I'm not going to be reactionary. It is not the end of the world.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, everybody. Chelsea, I'd bet the house on them getting third place as well. I think it's going to be finished up. It seems to already be finishing up the certain positions in the top 4. And Chelsea, I think, are easily getting that third spot. So I think sometimes we just have to come to terms with that. Like Sean said earlier, if you're going to drop points against anybody, it's actually fine to drop them against Chelsea compared to other teams. And the way that Arsenal just dropped points against Burnley, those are the points that you can't drop. And sometimes we do have to. I know you don't like to look sometimes over your shoulder, look on the other side of the fence, but sometimes you need to just to put a bit of context into maybe, sometimes where we actually are at the end of the day. But Dusty Tones here saying, would you take Gareth Bale back on loan? This is a funny one. Would I play him as a second striker to Harry Kane? That could be quite interesting, actually, at times. You could say that could be interesting, as well as that 3-4-3 he could play maybe quite well in. I would rather have him than Eriksen. I think I would rather have him back than Eriksen personally, but that's maybe being a bit crazy. Also because I know Gareth Bale, he's good from free kicks as well as from corners and things like that. So he could be good for those sort of situations. But I don't know, Dave, maybe quickly, would you take Gareth Bale back over Eriksen? Would you take Gareth Bale back in general?
I think Eriksen's on his way to Brentford on a 6-month contract. I've seen a bit earlier. Well, look, when it comes to Gareth Bale, only if he's fit, Jack. If we have to put time and effort in to get him fit, it's not worth it. You need someone that's going to come in now, that has something to offer now, someone that's ready to play now. If he's ready, bring him in, he helps. If we have to take time to get him fit, we don't have that time.
There you are, Dusty Tones. Pick yourself up, though. Moondog saying, this was embarrassing. The passing was awful. Yeah, it was. It was embarrassing. There are times when also we saw, somebody that's supposed to be our ball player, supposed to be our creative midfielder in there that was, clearing it at any second he could, at certain stages, when he's supposed to be that person that when does pick up the ball in those situations is supposed to find that pass in those kind of stressful situations that maybe could open something up, not just clearing it away into the stands every time. I thought there were lots of times when we gave away the ball so unnecessarily, but that's because these players, I don't know, you can tell I think they put in a lot of effort, but you can tell they're nervous when they go into this. And at the end of the day, I don't know, maybe we're being way too kind or maybe we're not. I think we have to realize they were nervous going into this one. You could tell they were a bit rattled. They did know that this is going to be a tough result. And I think they put in as much effort as they could have. It's just sometimes when you're a bit rattled, you're a bit nervous, that the team is better than you. You're not going to really play your best sort of football. And I think sometimes we just have to realize that. We're not going to have our best passing display against Chelsea. We're just not. I don't think anybody expects us to. I don't think anybody's going to expect to see Harry Winks have his best game against Chelsea. I don't think people are going to see Højbjerg have his best game against Chelsea. I don't think people are going to expect Doherty to have his best game against Chelsea. It's just something that we have to realize sometimes. But
you also have to remember, there's a reason why they went and signed Kovacic and not Højbjerg. There's a reason why they went inside Jorginho and didn't take Skip off us or Winks off us. There's a reason why they went and signed Azpilicueta and not Matt Doherty, for instance, or any of the players that they went, because they're technically better than us. I mean, you look at Davinson Sanchez. He was a nervous wreck at the back. I don't know how. Like at one stage in the first half, he just headed straight out for a throw-in. 3 or 4 Spurs jerseys round him, just cussed it down to them. Look. The thing is, you buy these players, you do the right scouting, you get players with the right mentality and great technical ability. And I'm going to keep saying it, it's what it's come down to today. This game should not be used to have a go at the players or, we can talk about and pick faults, pick holes. But use it to put pressure on the board. To get investment in this January, get 1 or 2 signings in. Look, I don't even want to make this all about Daniel Levy today.
No, don't do that.
The difference between the two sides is the quality. Look, all I'd say is use this game to maybe put pressure on to get a bit of business done this window. But it does look like it could be hottening up. Looks like Dele Alli could be found an all move. And Ndombele could be found a move. Adama Traore is probably going to be announced tomorrow or Tuesday. And then if we can ship off Dele Alli and Ndombele, it frees up wages, then hopefully, and I do live in hope, that we can use that then to get in another couple.
Here you are. The bottom Duda here with the big one saying, not surprised with the result. This was expected. Chelsea's approach to better the squad is unbelievable, but it's a shame on Chelsea that such an expensive targeted side is 3rd in the table. That is actually quite a shame. But you just look at the depth that they have available. This is somebody, I believe, N'Golo Kante has won a Ballon d'Or, if I'm not mistaken. If he didn't, then he should have at one stage. So this guy is a Ballon d'Or winner, or should have been Ballon d'Or winner, that's coming off the bench to secure the game at the 70th minute. I mean, what team has that at their sort of disposal? Who do we have? We have Gio Lo Celso or Dele Alli coming on, or Ali Skip, to do that. It's just a huge gap in quality that we just have to be aware of. And I don't really feel like I'd rather sooner criticize and berate the players in a different sort of match, in a different sort of setting than this one. I just don't really want to keep the same sort of, kind of negativity towards these players when it comes to matches that I don't really expect them to be able to win. I think it's just, you have to be a bit logical. And if they show that they don't care, if they show that they're not showing any effort whatsoever, if they show that, they're kind of just going to sleepwalk into a 2-0, then yes, I would probably berate them for that. But it felt like they did have a sort of plan. It felt like they were going after something. It felt like they had an idea about how to win this game, and it just didn't work out for them. And I don't think there's any shame in that. I don't think they should really, read too much into that, to be fair to them.
I just want to clear up. We're not accepting this by no means. We are not accepting this, but we knew we were up against it.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's, and also, like we said, you're allowed to have a bogey team. I think that's just something, it's just a big kind of psychology as well. It just seems to be a bogey team for us, but I don't know. I mean, Sean, do you feel like this is what the bottom Duda is just saying? Maybe we're not surprised at the end of the day. We all kind of knew, like you said earlier, the gravity of this sort of fixture came right down to us the moment we finished that Leicester game, realizing that, great, now we're coming up against Chelsea after such a high.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't give a shit who we're playing against. So we're playing against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. We're playing against Manchester City in the Carling Cup final, Carabao Cup. I don't care who it is. I'm still going to be pumped up before the game, and I'm going to figure out a way in my head when we're talking about what might be to get myself built up to think how we can win it. Even though deep down, it's going to be a tough game, and unless there's a miracle or some outstanding performances from our team that just blow the world away, and a bit of luck, and also the other team have a bad day, what the outcome's going to be. There's a reason why Chelsea finish top 1, 2, or 3 every single season, right? And there's a reason why Tottenham have improved year over year, over blocks of periods, over the last 25 years, but still haven't managed to really break into that top 3. And it's not simply down to lack of investment. It's down. There's variables. It's far tougher to compete because we're not owned by a company or a guy or a group of people that treat money with disdain, who don't care about it, and who also figure ways around the FFP. So today was a tough day, but it was always going to be a tough day. And the reality, what we thought was going to happen or we hoped was going to happen didn't happen, right? But let's just everyone just take a breath and recognize that we're fine. I think we're better off today. At the start of the day, if someone said to me, given the games that have been played today that are our rivals, would you rather Tottenham draw and Arsenal win? I'm not like trying to deflect. I'm just trying to find a way to be glass half full. I thought today, whatever our best result was going to be, I imagined that at best Chelsea were going to draw with us and that Arsenal would have won. So that would have been a 2-point differential. As it is, it's a 1-point differential. So at the end of the day, I feel like we're better off than I would have really hoped we would have been against one of our top rivals for the top 4 spot. I'm not defending it. I'm not deflecting. I'm not happy with the outcome, but I'm trying to find a reason to be positive. It's okay, guys. Everyone, it's okay. We're going to be fine. We're going to be just fine.
The thing is, half of our fan base don't even expect us going into a game to be able to beat Leicester, let alone Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm kind of I feel like sometimes it seems like a lot of us are sometimes saying like, we can't get a result against Wolves, like, don't underestimate Wolves. And then when we lose to Chelsea 2-0 in this sort of way, then all of a sudden we're supposed to win this game. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think like maybe Tabatum Duda here, as well as other people are saying, there's just a huge gap in quality. And sometimes you just have to be realistic to that. You can't just try your hardest and then, pull out a 3-0. Like it just doesn't work that way. Like at the end of the day, even if you do try your hardest, if you do give your best effort, you can still lose when you have a huge gap in quality. I think we have to realize that. And Moondog here is saying exactly what I think I'm talking about, or maybe disagreeing with. I hate to say this, Moondog, but he's saying, sorry, Jack, what effort? We was rubbish, plain and simple. I get that we were rubbish. We had no quality. That's what I'm agreeing with you on, Moondog. But I think the effort was there. I saw the first half. It looked like there was actually something they were going for. The way Tanganga was playing. I know Sessegnon seemed like he was everywhere. I know he didn't seem like he was his best sort of player, but I saw him as well tracking back constantly. I saw all the players giving their effort. I saw Harry Winks try to get stuck in. I saw Højbjerg get stuck in. I know Sanchez was a bit ropey, but as well, it looked like he was, at least trying out there. He wasn't just getting I don't know. It seemed like the players had an idea. It seemed like they were going into it to try to scrape something, and they seemed to give it their all, even to the 90th minute at a certain stage. They were still giving it. And I don't know. Maybe we're watching something different, because I've seen performances when Spurs don't show up. I've seen performances when the players aren't putting in any effort, and I don't think this was one of them.
Do you know what it is, Jack? I think where the angle comes from is you look at the first half, and a lot of fans are going to say we sat in, we were negative, we were this, we were that. We have to take things into context. You look at the first 2 Carabao Cup games, they were over within 20 minutes by our own mistakes. The team that was selected today, he played Sessegnon at left wing to protect Ben Davies at left back to double up and down that side. He started Doherty right wing to protect Tanganga and double up down that side. He put Højbjerg and Winks in the middle. Højbjerg to do the tackling, and Winks that if we did get the ball, we could ping one long straight to Harry Kane and Bergwijn. We had no intention of leaving ourselves open and gaps in the first half. No intention whatsoever. It was blaring obvious to see. What we were trying to do, especially the first 25 minutes, if we got the ball, quick ball in behind for Bergwijn, quick ball up to Harry Kane, try and catch them that way. That's what we tried to do the first half. And the game plan worked. It worked up until halftime. Unfortunately, what didn't happen, and we were actually talking about it actually just before halftime, is do you take Tanganga off? He's already on a yellow card. And unfortunately, maybe not doing that probably is what led to their goal. Tanganga rushed in. Instead of getting behind him, showing him backwards the one way, the second half has only started, pass it backwards. What he did do, he got up close to him, got the wrong, got the bit the wrong side of him and allowed Hudson-Odoi down the wing. But then he couldn't bring him down because he was already on the yellow. But in terms of second half, it was shambolic. But the first half, what Conte set up to do, it worked up until halftime.
Yeah, and we just crumbled in the second.
Yep.
And I don't think we played at all well in the second, but I just feel like to say the effort wasn't there. I think you just have to rewatch that first half and really see, what they were trying to do out there. And I think they did a whole lot better than they did in the first leg or the second leg of the Carabao. And I think that must be said. And maybe it's almost a bit similar to that first performance that we had, under Nuno, where we actually took it to them in the first half and played well in the first half and then just ended up just getting battered in the second half. And it just seems, I don't know, maybe it just seems like a team that we just have yet to figure out. It's also a very good manager with a very good set of players at their disposal. And I think sometimes everybody, we just have to realize that, you just can't beat every team. And there are teams that are better than us at the end of the day. But AI Ben or Al Ben saying, sorry to say this, but we also allowed them. Recently, we see that Chelsea can get at. It was like Conte set out to not lose his unbeaten record. Do you think that could be the case here, Sean? Maybe Conte was just going into this for a 0-0, trying not to lose at all costs instead of maybe potentially, opening himself up a bit more?
You'd hope not, right? If there's any suggestion of that, then, all of a sudden it brings back memories of the Carling Cup. What was the motive to do the formation today? What was the motivation to have Galini start in the Carabao Cup? You'd hope that we haven't got a manager who's making strategic decisions that are not for the best benefit of the team, but are there for other ulterior motives. In the case of Galini, whether it's to prove a point to the chairman or whether it's today to defend a record. Like, at the end of the day, you have to hope that Conte's, got the best interest of the team.
It was to take a point. It wasn't to defend his undefeated record.
Correct.
It was to go and get a point. I mean, look, we can sit here and look at all these decisions all we want. I mean, and what's behind this team selection, that team selection. He has a group of players he has to pick from. We've all praised him about getting the best out of Ben Davies, Doherty, this, that, and the other. He didn't come here to protect his unbeaten record. He came here to get something out of the game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I was going to get to that. I don't think he did. But look, the formation surprised us all, though, right? It still didn't sit well. It still didn't make any sense to most of us. If Skippy was fit to start, if Skippy was fit to come on, then maybe he should have started the match, and we should have played a more like a more of a formation that all was made sense to all of us. Because it didn't make sense. You could argue that it was a 6-2-2 at one point, right? And so, like, look, like I say, at the end of the day, I'm not surprised that we lost the game. I'm not that disheartened. I'd love to ask a question. I'm not sure what the question is, but I'd like to think of the question if I can get a minute and then put it out there as like a poll to the audience so that we can figure out what the general take on today is versus how they felt against Leicester. So I can see how people feel after tonight, whether they're accepting of it, whether they knew it was kind of on the cards and they're not too disheartened versus what, where we're going, the journey we're on, or whether they suddenly forget all about Leicester and it's back to type. And people are like, well, see all the problems we've still got. I don't know what that question looks like. Maybe we can think of it and put it out there as a poll, a yes or no. But, like I say, I don't think that there was any kind of Conte weird decision making. I still don't think the formation was great, but I'm not in the mood to kind of figure out or blame anybody right now. It's just one of those days, right? Let's just maybe just remember that we've got a couple of weeks break, and in 2 weeks' time, boys, we've got a far easier run of games coming up. We've got the FA Cup game coming up. We're going to have our best team back. Sonny should be back within a few weeks. Romero should definitely be back as well, right? We've got hopefully Reguilon back. We're going to have a full strength team, and we got rid of that. This is for me, the hardest game of the season is Chelsea away. It's harder than Liverpool away. It's harder than City away. We're done with them now. We've done with him now. So let's crack on. Let's get positive if we can, and let's. There's no conspiracy theories here. Ben,
do you know what? If this game wasn't so close to the Carabao Cup games and happened later in the season, I think a lot more people would be thinking like us. I think the reason why people are so emotional about it now and saying, oh, we wanted to have a go.
Because we've lost so many
times.
You
have to take yourself out. We weren't 1-0 down. We weren't chasing anything today. This is a league game, not a cup game. You have to isolate the two games. Yeah. If it was I can understand people's frustration in the second leg of the cup. Go for it. Go for it for the 90 minutes. You're already 2 down. But this is a league game. It's complete isolated, different sort of tactic, different sort of game, different sort of setup. We went there to try and get a point today. Look, we all sit here, right? We all sit here. We say we know we need better quality players. A lot of our fan base don't think we're going to get top 4. Now, what Conte has done is he's come in, he's brought some average players together and formed a good team. Okay? Now, them problems are still always going to be there. But I don't think we should be looking at Conte's tactics. He's applying the tactics to the players that we have in order for us that he thinks would be the best way for us to get a result out of this game. And he was, after 2 Carabao Cup games, we got slapped out wide by them. This game, he set up to protect that wide and get them to come play through the middle. We got undone by a ZH quality goal and we got undone by a free kick. But what I'm trying to say is we know we don't have the quality players. We can look at Conte's tactics. We can look at Conte all we want. He applies the tactics to the squad of players he has. We all know that they're not quality players. So what do you expect the guy to do? It's definitely not a case if he's come here to protect his record.
He can't get a result every time.
He doesn't have to be here.
Jack, Dave, can one of you put a poll out with the question, something, and I don't know if this is the right question, I'll ask you guys to maybe shape it, but something like, does your opinion of Tottenham's top 4 chances change after today?
After today. I think
is that a good question?
I think that's a great question. I think that is a great question. Brains McLeod here with a super chat saying, we can't expect to be competitive when you have a club that won't invest in the squad. This squad isn't good enough. Need players fast to get top 4. I think this is what was also a great talking point here, Brains. And it's kind of what we've been saying. When you don't really have players that you could really expect to compete against Chelsea. We're talking about a rejuvenated Ben Davies, a rejuvenated Harry Winks, a rejuvenated Eric Dyer. These are not players that 3-4 seasons ago we were thinking would be kind of leading this team to great things, that players that would be kind of the players that are dependables. These are not players that we thought would be in this club as ones that we feel like we need to rely on to get a good result. These were not the players that we expected that. And that has to do with the lack of investment. That has to do with also the money not being spent in the right ways on the right sort of players to improve the team as well. But something we have to come to terms with. You really look at the lineup. You look at a Ben Davies, Harry Winks, and Eric Dyer and Doherty all on the same team. And we really expect to maybe grab a 2-0 win away at Chelsea. I think sometimes I know we can dream and I know we can be delusional, but that's kind of, that's when you kind of reach a ceiling of it. And I think Brains is kind of speaking to this here, where he's basically just talking about the fact that we need to get players in here to compete with these sort of players that are having good seasons in order to get top 4. We just need better depth. We just need players to choose from that we know can maybe help Conte, especially when Conte is picking out whatever tactics he wants in order to get a result. If he doesn't have the right players to, kind of pull out the sort of tactics, to pull out the sort of instructions, again, he can only do so much and he can only get so many good results. He is going to miss the mark sometimes when he has such horrible depth to choose from when trying to get a result.
But as well, look, we look at the situation. Like me here, especially me on my channel, on this channel here, I've always stated, Conte's doing good getting a tune out of them, but they're still not good enough to get to where we want to go. I've still maintained that a lot of these players should have been sold and that they should have been replaced by now.
Yeah.
But I had fans coming in their droves. Oh, look what he's doing. You jumped the gun. You jumped the gun. You jumped the gun.
Yeah.
And now everyone's moaning about it today.
Yeah, it's very reactionary. Everyone's very they shoot from the hip. We win against Leicester. Everything's fucking cool. We don't need to sign anybody. We lose today. We need to sign 20 players. Like everyone needs to have a little bit of
middle ground.
Middle ground, yeah, exactly. Leicester didn't change anything, and today doesn't change too much either. Leicester was a big day. I actually think Leicester had more of an influence today than today did. Matt by quite a lot, saying it out loud. I think Leicester was like a line in the sand around momentum, around desire. Today, it's the worst time to play Chelsea. 100%. You couldn't have picked a worse time to play Chelsea away than the day after such a momentous, memorable end to a game.
And I think what Dave is talking about here, Sean, as well, is the fact that Conte's getting the best out of players that we all know aren't ones that are going to lead us in the top 4. We all know Harry Winks isn't going to be that holding midfielder that's going to carry us in the top 4. Yes, he may have. Yes, he's been rejuvenated. Yes, we're seeing a better Harry Winks, but that doesn't all of a sudden mean that we're just going to be slapping Chelsea's around and start slapping Liverpool's around with the Harry Winks in there. Like it's just not how it works. It's just not the quality that we have at our disposal. And I think that's what David might be getting onto here. years. The fact that we're now all of a sudden with Conte improving certain players that we thought weren't good enough, that doesn't then mean those players that are all of a sudden playing better are now good enough to be slapping top 3 teams, around in the Premier League. It's just not how it works.
Let me ask you this then, right? Let me ask another question, and we haven't got to put it into a thing, but this is just for you two. Is Conte, like, if whatever the value of the squad is, right? Think of the squad in its entirety, right? Injuries as they are, depth as it is, players as we have them, and form as it is. Is Conte, like, does he have like a Ford Escort of a car that he is like revving to the max? Like, he's found a way to get like the maximum, I don't know, miles per gallon out of the car, the best efficiency of what we've got, and that is just about good enough to be a challenger for top 4, because somebody who's driving the Manchester United car, that car is actually a Porsche, but that team's a shit driver, and he hasn't. Do we have like a Formula One driver like performing the best that he can?
We have a Toyota Camry with Max Verstappen, trying to
right. Whereas Manchester United have got a Porsche Targa, a Porsche Turbo, but we got some drunk driver
at Chelsea. I think Thomas Tuchel is an unbelievable manager. I think you'd be ridiculous not to think that. So in Chelsea's case, they have a Lamborghini with a Max Verstappen driving the Lamborghini. I think I know that Chelsea are not in good form. I know they're missing some sort of players and whatnot. But if you haven't seen Thomas Tuchel multiple times this season, last season, pull out spectacular runs of form when the team seems desperate. Like at one stage, he was making Reece James and Ben Chilwell score braces after braces, a match. The guy's able to make tactical changes as well. So not only are we coming up against a better squad, but we're also coming up with a better squad led by a good manager. And that's the other problem as well. Whereas like maybe with the Manchester United or something like that, it's a good squad with a shit coach. And maybe we have a chance here to actually outsmart
and a shit engine, like they're putting diesel in a Ferrari, right? They're kind of, they're not putting the right kind of tactics.
But that's what
together.
makes the top three. When you actually look at the top 3 right now, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City, all great squads, all great depth, and all great managers.
And good energy, right? There's a good energy and atmosphere in their squads. Manchester United's got toxicity running through it. I feel like Conte's got a good tune out of the squad. I still don't think Conte's been flawless, though. I think some of the decisions he's made have been a bit weird. We've spoken about this a lot on your channel, right? Some of the decisions he's made in certain times haven't always made sense to us. So,
but you know what, Shawnee? You're going to keep seeing decisions like this that we can sit here and question. Yeah. Because we don't have a quality, reliable first 11. If we had a quality, reliable first 11, you know what you're doing every single week. When you have players that are in and out of form, you always have to keep tinkering, because you always have to plug, who's out of form? Right, I need to plug that gap today. Can this person come in and do a job? You're always going to have to keep doing that. Yeah. When you have the first 11 that's consistent, you don't have to do that. And then you don't you don't make these decisions, and then there's no decisions to be questioned. But the reason why it's happening is because right now, obviously with injuries and stuff like that, but if a player's off form, you have to take him out, put someone else in, open that, you plug the gap there. And you're going to keep seeing that with this squad, no matter what manager comes in. We've heard the same under Jose. We've heard the same under Nuno. We've all looked at that. Mm-hmm. But my conclusion is, and I've thought about this last night, is that you're going to keep seeing this until we have a capable first 11 on the football pitch.
Would you swap both Jack and Dave on our space? Would you swap right now? Would you swap the Arsenal squad for the Tottenham squad? Put them all in a Tottenham jersey and then think that Conte could get them to top 4, or would you rather have Tottenham squad going into the final?
I don't want to think about that.
I'm not even answering that. I hate answering
that. Don't really want to answer that. But 2J here saying, I'm not upset with the result. We expected it, but it absolutely does my head in when we constantly overhit and underhit passes the whole match. I feel sorry for Kane. I hope to be on a live stream with you guys soon. We'll get on that 2J, because that'd be absolutely glorious to have you on, my man. We'll have you on for a fan show if you can. But as well, would love to see you on. Absolute legend of the YouTube community is, and also huge supporter of the channel, 2J. But maybe that's something that I think we're just trying to touch on, and I think 2J's putting it in maybe better words than we are. It felt like we knew what the result could be. We all knew that this was going to be a tough one, but there were moments when, and this is why we're talking about the gap in quality. Chelsea have players that are able to play in tight areas, that have a good first touch. There are times when we don't have a good first touch. There are times when we're not able to play the one touch two passing. There are times when we're not able to play out of the back. We seem to panic. We just don't really have sometimes the players in order to be able to play on a high level like Chelsea can. It just feels like we can't actually expect ourselves to really take the game to them in terms of a quality of football level. And that has to do not with the mentality of the players, that has to do with the quality of the actual footballers themselves. The footballers themselves are not good enough to actually take the game to Chelsea in terms of a stylistic sort of level. We have to have them stoop down to our level, which might be some sort of more rugged kind of hardworking sort of style. That way, maybe we can get the best of them, but we're not going to outpass them. We're not going to play through them. We're not going to find ways to just dominate the game over them. We're just simply not. And I think that's why you probably saw too, Jay, a lot of underhit passes, a lot of overhit passes, because the players that were underhitting and overhitting them are fully capable of doing that. Those are players that we're quite used to underhitting and overhitting passes. They're not, they're not worldies of players. And I think sometimes we do forget that sometimes.
Look, if we're all honest with ourselves as well, we sit here and we're like, did Conte put out the right team? Didn't he put out the right team? This, that, and the other. But, realistically, it's just one of them games. Take everything away. It's the anger. If we would have went attacking and got slapped, fans would have said, why did he do that when he knows we don't have the players to be able to do that? And now he's gone defensive today. People are going to say, why didn't he go for it? Look, at the end of the day, I think he got the tactics right for this specific game. I think he got the team selection right in the first half, in my opinion. And it's just kind of like, let's stop questioning all that stuff. And let's just be honest. The anger is because of the team we lost against. But no matter what Conte had done today, if we would have lost going attacking, people will still would have went mad saying, well, we don't have the players to do that. Why didn't he go defensive and try and nick a point? It's just one of them games. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. We're all angry because we lost to a rival.
Yeah, there you are. I think that's well said. 2J, just want to say big yourself up, my man, and just email David or I. Just put it down it's down in the description down below. Email David or I, or just message us, and we'll be happy to talk to you about getting on sometime soon. But 2J, as always, really appreciate the big ones and really do appreciate the support. Faz Radfart saying we didn't expect to win, but are still in good position. I think that's what Sean is saying. What are your thoughts maybe on top four? When we did lose this game, maybe we're kind of still in the same position that we expected to be, which is probably not a bad position at all, Faz. So I do agree with you, man. I feel like we're still in a good position. I know it's maybe a really difficult loss. I know it sucks losing to Chelsea. I really get it. But we're still in a fine position, and maybe we shouldn't, overread things or, just think everything has fallen apart. I don't think it has. Steve D saying, David, you were the biggest critic of Spurs after the 2 cup games against Chelsea.
Yeah. No, 100%. And look, you think I haven't criticized some things here today? I've talked about the passing. I've talked about some individual performances. I have criticized. I just haven't done with the usual aggressiveness that I usually do it. That's all. But this is coming from a guy that was criticizing me for criticizing Lucas Moura during the game for his misplaced passes. So again, it must be my fault if we win, and my fault, or me if we win, and my fault if we lose. Look, I'm not even getting into this with the fans, to be honest with you. But to sit here and say I haven't criticized things today is false. I've said about the passing. I've said about other things that have been poor. Defending, I've talked about Sanchez, the Tanganga defending to the first goal. I mean, I've criticized, so I don't know what more you want.
I think they just want us to, I guess, berate blindly into the players at times. I think, sometimes, give us credit. We can be a bit realistic, I would say, sometimes with what's in front of us, we're not just going to berate into the players unnecessarily every single opportunity we get. We sometimes will just read the room. That's what it kind of is. It's just reading the room, reading the situation. And I think we're doing that here.
And to be fair, guys, there's 320 people that are watching, only 142 likes. So make sure if you can spend a couple of seconds just tapping the like button. But 153 people have actually responded to the poll, and 72% of people are of the mindset that I think they're kind of calm, right? Like it doesn't change too much. Like they still think however they felt before, whether they felt like we were going to make it or not, today doesn't change their opinion. So I think that the vast majority, 3 in 4 people out there think today was par for the course, and it doesn't change our whatever they thought before. It doesn't change it. So that's a reasonable response, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
this result is allowed to suck. This result is allowed to suck. But to read a lot into this result, I think you'd be mistaken. I think you'd be mistaken to read a lot into this result. I think this result is completely allowed to hurt. It's completely allowed to bring you down. That is completely, I think, the way that you should react to it. But to say that it somehow ruins our sort of top four hopes, to say that it somehow ruins our hopes of maybe having a competitive season, or, to think that, the train has fallen off the tracks, I think would be reading too much into it. I think that's what we need to read.
And I see Aaron Dove in the comments saying, why did he start Session? Why didn't he start Skip? I mean, this just comes down to an understanding of tactics, though, Aaron. He started Session at left wing. And if you're going to say why didn't he start Session, then why did he start Session? You also have to ask why he started Doherty at right wing. It's clear to see the reason why he started two fullbacks in the wing positions is because it was defensive first. They were there to be able to protect Ben Davies and Jaffa Tanganga, double up on Callum Hudson-Odoi and double up on Hakeem Ziyech. That's why they were there. But also, the defense first, but also who could give us something going forward if we do turn that ball over there? Session, Doherty. But the reason why they were both picked there was for defense first. You have to understand the tactics. Yes, look, we didn't go there to win today. Or we didn't set up to win in the first half. We set up there to keep it contained, at least until half time. And it could have went on longer because the onus were on Chelsea to come out and attack us today. That was the onus on them because City dropped points. Look, we cannot, like I keep saying, we cannot sit here and keep talking about manager selections and stuff like that. But then we also sit here in the same breath and say our players are crap. Some of them are poor quality. Well, what do you want a manager to do? He's going to have to constantly keep rotating things to keep getting the best out of them. You can't sit here and question his decisions and also question say we have a crap squad at the same time. I don't know. It's laughable.
Tottenham Tantrum Gold. Dermot saying we are not a top 4 team, full stop. We are a top 6 team. And I personally have said this. I've said that I feel like if we get Europa League, I feel like that would be our level, actually. I think getting a Europa League spot, I actually still would be quite happy with. And again, let's take ourselves back to the beginning of the season. Let's take ourselves back to when Nuno was in charge. Even when Conte took, the helm, we were not even remotely expecting to be at this stage with top 4. I think we still were kind of going for top 6. And so if we do finish inside, I would say top 5, top 6. I wouldn't be really that. I just wouldn't be that downtrodden. I wouldn't be that, that I wouldn't feel that horrible. I feel like that is quite realistic to what our level is in terms of the quality of players that we have at our disposal. I think it would make sense to be in that situation. And I think Dermot Conte, he's getting the best that he can out of the players that he has at his disposal. And he's actually put us in a great spot here to continue to challenge for top 4. And I'm not going to really slam him for it. And maybe he could have gotten some things differently, as some people are saying. But at the end of the day, it's like you're put in an actual minefield of, decisions. He has so many difficult decisions to make, and it's not made easy for him. If he had a huge, if he had an unbelievable, squad to choose from, his decisions would be a whole lot easier. But he's having to make, kind of miracles out of certain players in order to have a good game, in order to get a good result. He needs to expect a kind of mediocre, sometimes level of player to try to have an absolute worldie. And I think, we sometimes are expecting maybe a bit too much, maybe from Conte at times. And I think this is one of those fixtures. I think against the likes of Watford, Southampton, other sort of fixtures, I expect Conte to get the result, and I expect Conte to play attractive football. But when it comes up against teams like this, I don't really expect Conte to get it right every time. I think that would be kind of ridiculous. I think that is just going to be something we're going to have to come to terms with. He's not working with a great set of players in the first place. So why do we expect him to pull off miracle after miracle after miracle? He's going to get it wrong every once in a while as well. But I completely agree, Dermot. Not a top 4 team, probably a top 6, level team, but a team that I feel like could still get top 4.
And Aaron Dove has replied. He says, we got overrun in midfield, content formation and selection wrong. Understand perfectly well Harris played in and coached in it a lot longer than you. Well, if you did coach in it a lot longer than me, then you'd know if you compensate from one area, you're going to leave yourself exposed in another area. If you want to defend your wings, then you're going to leave yourself exposed in the middle. So if you're coach, then you would understand that, and it's pick your poison. So if you are a coach, you would understand that no matter what area you defend, you're going to leave yourself exposed in another area.
Spurs 72 saying, I feel sorry for Harry. I feel sorry for Conte. Backing for Conte. Disappointing loss, but we have games in hand. Top 4 out of 5. Here we come. This is pretty level-headed, I would say, actually, from Spurs 72. Yeah. I mean, I feel pretty bad for Conte with what he has to choose from sometimes. I really do. I think he has a lot of headaches of kind of tactical decisions in front of him. And then Harry Kane sometimes, like maybe as mentioned before, I do feel bad for him because there are moments when the service into his feet is just horrible. He has nobody to play to. He has to do so much when, maybe other teams with other strikers, they have, much less to do. We expect him to be the number 9, the number 10. We expect him to do everything. So I do feel bad for Harry as well. But Sean, I mean, what are you going to say here? I mean, I feel like sometimes you do feel kind of bad for the likes of Harry Kane and Conte when it comes to games like this.
Yeah, I feel, again, like, I appreciate the level-headed, reasonable approach, Spurs 72. I feel like, we said it 1,000 times. I won't say it again, but like Chelsea are a better team across the park. For Harry Kane to be able to show his might today in just the areas that he needs to be able to show it. When you need him to come back and track back and do all the things that he does to help the team out, you're detracting from him being in the positions where he can be when we can break and do things. Like you don't see Lukaku coming back. You don't see, Mason Mount doing those things. You don't see Zilic coming back and playing the role because they have enough strength in depth at the back to not require these players to come back. So when they do get the ball back off Tottenham or whoever they're playing, they can pivot and move fast, and they've got one of those front three or all three of them more than likely waiting, ready to break, right? And we can't do that. So I understand where you're coming from, Spurs 72, but I do think that we still do have top 4 or 5 is where it's going to be close. We're going to finish somewhere between 4th and 6th, and here's what I'd like to ask Jack and Dave is, if we went into, because under Conte, we've had good results against Leicester, but Leicester aren't the team they were a couple of years ago. We've had a great result against Watford. We had a troublesome result against Southampton. Today was the first time we've come up against a top 4 team in the league, apart from Liverpool, and we got away with it at Liverpool, but that was at home. Today was the first time away from home against Chelsea. If we had played Arsenal today away, or if we had played United today away with the squad, like we're on some level, we acknowledge it was a tough day. We acknowledge that we tried our best, but our best wasn't good enough against a great team. Where do you think we sit? I asked you a question about would you swap the squads for Arsenal? I know you didn't want to answer it, fine. But would you, if we played Arsenal today instead of Chelsea, if we played Arsenal away at the Emirates, do you think we would, if we'd lost 2-0, or if we, how do you think we would have fared? How do you think Conte would fare against Arsenal right now away at the Emirates? How do you think if if Spurs played away at Old Trafford? We've got them in March, right? How do you think we'll fare? Chelsea, okay, we all acknowledge they're a better team at the moment, better squad. But let's look at who we're competing with. How do you think we fare? Do you think we're better than them? Do you think we're going to compete with them? Do you think that we're going to be angry if we lose, happy if we win, delirious if we win, accepting a draw? Where do you think we sit against those teams when we play against them?
I think we would have set up just entirely differently, and the game would have looked a whole lot different. I think because Conte backs his squad, and I think he backs his players to get results against teams like that we are competing with. When we're competing against Arsenal, West Ham, Man United, I think he actually backs the players to get results against those sort of teams. But when it comes to the team that we just came up with today, as well as Liverpool or Man City, I think he doesn't really back the players to get a result. So he's going to set up more conservatively, and it's just going to be a different sort of game. If it were Arsenal today, West Ham today, Man United today, I think would have been a different sort of performance. I think would have been a different sort of lineup, and I think it would have been a different game in general.
Yeah. Okay. You agree, Dave?
Yeah, I agree. Look, Chelsea are on a different level to them teams as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We beat the rest of them teams. I think we beat United. I think we beat Arsenal, and we've already beaten West Ham this year. Look, we also look. Conte's had the best. Like, we can sit here and question Conte's tactics all we want, but you're questioning a guy that has had the best unbeaten, the best start as a Spurs manager ever. You know, and we want to
Yeah.
sit here and talk about tactics and the way he sets up, but yet criticize players. I keep telling people he's trying to polish a third right now.
Yeah, Steve D in the comments is saying that as well, saying still the best start to his Spurs manager in decades, and yet it's not good enough for the masses. And he says you do realize that Spurs are following. Like,
it's
I
a
think
tough,
this
it's
is
a
what we're
tough read
coming-
right now, isn't it, Jack? It's a tough, like everyone, like it's difficult. We're looking
I think
in
people,
the comments.
I think people want to be able to challenge more. I think people want to take the game to Chelsea, and I get that sort of approach. I get that sort of mentality, but I think you also just have to come to context with, well, then you need a better squad to do that. You need a better squad to be able to do that, and it's just sometimes you just have to read what's available to you. You can't just kind of look at Harry Winks as your holding midfielder and expect to just be dominating 60% possession against the likes of Chelsea. It's just not how it works, I think, simply put. And I think that's where sometimes we're coming from. And I think Steve D is kind of pointing that out as well, is this is one of the best starts we've seen under a manager at Spurs in some time. He's also working with probably one of the worst squads actually available to him in probably some managers past as well. You might even say a much worse squad than Pochettino had at his disposal. We all know that. And he's getting good results and having a fantastic start. And it's just sometimes he's just going to get it wrong. And sometimes he's going to lose some games in kind of an unspectacular sort of way. And he's allowed to do that, I think, at the end of the day. I feel like Conte is perfect, and he is sometimes almost like the second coming of Christ. But there will be days when he just can only do so much, and we're going to fall short. And I know that sounds like a loser's mentality, but it's just also being realistic of what we have at our disposal. And maybe that's just a certain kind of logic we just haven't used very much on this channel. Maybe that's what people are not used to, but I think we just have to come to terms with what we have at our disposal and what Conte has to work with, which is not a lot.
Look, we've all looked at the last 3 games against Chelsea. And most games, all I've heard is, why did he pick this player? Why did he do this formation? Why did he do that formation? But nobody wants to look at it. No matter what he's tried, our quality has let us down. You could also look at it that way. He's tried different things against Chelsea over the 3 matches, and not one of them have worked because we just do not have the quality. We can sit there, why did he pick this player? Why did he do that in the Carabao Cup first leg? Why did he do that in the second leg? Why did he pick the squad and the tactics he did today? But the thing is, he's tried 3 different things and none of it has worked against Chelsea. Once you take all the anger away, all the upset, whatever it is, you will realize it comes down to quality. It comes down to the quality of the players at the disposal. And that's it. It is what it is at the end of the day.
It is what it is. I completely agree, Dave. But through the super chats, I think we've spoken about a lot. We will be doing a player ratings, David and I believe tomorrow, probably Dave, if I'm not mistaken, we'll be doing a player rating. So you will get a bit more analysis on this game. We also have the fan show tomorrow. So everybody, if you feel like maybe we don't have the sort of right attitude, if you feel like you do want to kind of, tell us about what we should be expecting at Spurs, maybe, take us back to the glory days and whatnot, when we would take it to teams like Chelsea, come on the fan show tomorrow and, kind of let us know and give us your thoughts on the game. But we do have the fan show, everybody, tomorrow, as well as I believe a player ratings too. We did just put Sean's YouTube into the chat, everybody. If you want to get a bit more, Sean, tell us about maybe what's going on your channel.
Thank you, Jack. Yeah, Spurs Talk Show. The link's there. Listen, at the moment, I'm spending most of my time on this channel. I spend a little bit of time on the Tottenham Tantrum Gold if you want to find me. But I do have 236 very brave people that have decided to subscribe for me. And thank you to these 2 above that have been responsible for shouting that out for the majority. If you do want to join me, listen, I do live streams whenever I can find the time, whenever I can find a space where other bigger channels aren't doing them. But what I have actually got percolating in the background is I've actually got kind of conversations going with some sports agents that are from the Premier League level. I've got coaches, and I'm trying to get in there with scouts as well. I want to kind of bring more and more content. They may be live streams, they may just be recorded stuff with people that are going to try and educate me, then hopefully educate the audience on what's the process, what happens with the financial side, the background, how does that all look? Because my passion is kind of finance, is my background, and so that's what you can find on my channel if and when I'm not doing live streams and stuff. But most of the time you'll find me here. But it's at Spurs Talk Show, and I love Sorry about the result today, guys. It was a disappointment, and I hope everyone can take a breath and we'll get positive for the next game very soon. But I appreciate you both for having me on as always, guys. I love you to pieces, and I love your channel, and the audience is always so wonderful and welcoming. So appreciate you all, guys.
Well said, Johnny. Thank you very much, my man. You can also head on over to the second channel, everybody. Flat Cap Hero Talk. Seems like we're rumored with the Dama Traore. I've already released a video about what that sort of player could bring to us. Whether that 20 million pound fee is worth it, I break that down. So please check out that video. I will be releasing a video on Diego Carlos, who we're supposedly rumored with, as well as maybe a few other players that we have been kind of linked with in these final days of the window. We've been constantly talking about there being a huge gap in quality. Been constantly talking about how we need better players to challenge in order to get top 4. If that sounds like, you feel like you need some sort of, players, or you want to recommend players that you feel like could help us get there, please head on over to the second channel. Give me some suggestions on what players you think I should talk about how to get Spurs back to being the mighty Tottenham Hotspur. But everybody, please check out the second channel, Flat Cap Euro Talk, please.
No, guys, look, please do. The two boys do absolutely unbelievable amount of work for this channel here. Absolutely unbelievable amount of work. And, all they ask you for return is maybe a bit of a follow. So if you could get over there and smash the subscribe button on both channels, that's Spurs Talk Show, all one word on YouTube, and the Flat Cap Your Talk, that would be absolutely awesome. Look, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who has tuned in today. I know it's not the result we wanted. I know it's ended in disappointment. But look, thank you so much. You have no idea how much it really means to me. Look, I was a guy that honestly, a big guy, a bit overweight, not the best looking and stuff like that. I thought I'd be lucky to have about 50 people watching me. The fact that sometimes we have 200, 300, 400, 500, it gets absolutely insane and it's overwhelming. So a massive thank you to all of you out there. A massive thank you to everybody who has supported the channel financially with the super chats. You have no idea how much it really, really does help out. And I know you guys work very hard every single week. So you have no idea. I really, really do appreciate it. So a massive thank you. Look, what can I say? Apart from we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll digest it. We got the player ratings, we've got the fan show, and then after that, then we leave that result there, we park it, we go into an international break, and we move on. It's all you can do. I get it. It's bitterly fucking disappointing. It's hurt. It breaks the heart. It's gut wrenching. You know what I mean? And it's absolutely killing me. It's killing you guys out there. But we got to move on. We can't dwell on it for too long. You know? And last of all, a massive thank you to Sean and Jack as well for their time today. Really, really do appreciate it, as well as James and Brian Daigle earlier on. But all in all, guys, everybody, please smash that like button on the stream. Please smash that subscribe button if you are new, and get your comments in underneath, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Look, it's been a disappointing day, but as always, come on, you Spurs. In Conte we trust.
In Conte we trust, everybody. In Conte
that was
we trust.
game day.